Fuck
Tragically.
Tragically.
What is this piece of hair doing? What is that?
Good evening.
Good evening. Good afternoon, good evening.
rope
God damn, Mike, that's a long one.
Good night. That's what she said.
Home invasion.
What?
I will do a.
Listen, no.
Soldier fortune.
Thank you, Mike. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. Thank you.
I will take it.
Fun fact: we do all sleep in the same bed.
That's correct.
Like Charlie.
I
and
get
the
the end
Chocolate
though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
feet to feet. Yep.
Feet to feet, ass to ass, yeah.
Yeah. Good evening. Good afternoon, good evening, and good night. We are Not Great RPG, and we're here once again for the Fey Frontier. Bedtime Tetris. Bedtime Townhouse.
Something in the movie.
The Fey Frontier RUSTFall. We're going to go around the table real quick, introduce ourselves, and then I will do a brief recap of where we left off last time, and then we'll continue. Take your time with the intros, because I'm going to set up the fan over there so we don't die.
Do it fast, do it fast, do it fast.
Hello. My name is Glenn.
Howard.
And I play
It's
Damon
that
Graves,
seat,
but
dude.
right now I'm also playing
that seat.
Ulysses. Have fun.
I am Savannah.
Gotta keep me
and
Real fast, go, go.
I play a little possum person called Barry.
John, I play Ulysses.
DJ play Mark II.
I'm Sarah, and I play Genevieve.
I'm Chell. I play Andy. I know where I am right now.
Actually forgot.
Listen, I almost always say like the city of Oshwamp because that's what I've said the most.
It's only been 6 years. Why would you do that?
Yeah, no, it's, it's
Wait, can I
fine.
take
No
it back? I
habits
play
have been
Soot.
formed.
I play Soot now.
What a fucking throwback.
You look like a
Goddamn.
chimney sweep, so
I
that
play
kind of
Doot.
makes
Yeah.
sense. Oh, you missed that.
Sixpence.
Wait, can I do one?
That's a lot.
You look like Oliver Twist.
It does look like Oliver
Fucking,
Twist.
can I please have some more, sir?
Could I please have another cup of soup?
Could I please have some more?
Please.
If you could be so inclined.
An oar?
Hey, yo, fuckface. I get more soup in this bowl.
Listen up, bitch.
Oi,
I'm
mister.
souping
6 for
She's
me.
speaking Sylvan?
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Savannah, thank you very much for this up.
Yes.
Appreciate it.
Correct.
For 5 months.
5 months.
Wow.
Mm.
I think that's the longest I've subscribed to anything.
Really? That's crazy.
Ever.
Wow.
Even my medication.
Yikes.
Technically, you subscribe to it.
Just like a creed. Shouldn't have subscribed to any creed or
Yeah.
anything. It's just, yeah.
Creed.
Yeah, Creed. I'm Don,
Jake.
and I'll be playing everybody else. Last time, a month ago, you guys, Ulysses and Damon disguised as a hobgoblin?
Bo goblin.
Bo?
Bo Goblin.
Hobgoblin.
Bo Hobgoblin.
Bo hobgoblin. You guys entered the sorting annex, waited and filled out some forms, discovered that the echo tags that you had been sent to pick up with your falsified reports had already been sold, which is irregular based on the reaction of the people within the sorting annex. They were picked up by an associate of Richard Tannenbaum, a raccoon folk, the most reliable gentleman in Beacon's End. They asked the guards if the associate had in fact come to pick something up, and they said yes, confirming what they'd heard inside. Ulysses trying to suss out if there was some like backroom deals or if they were still there and the people were just kind of shoving them off. You guys proceeded to the High Spire where you were told Mr. Tannenbaum lived. Given his reputation, the party pondered that he might be a partier type, located a house on the end that matched that vibe. Women at the gate flagged down the party asking if they were coming in. Ulysses flirts with one of them and goes inside, with the still disguised Damon as Bo Goblin following. She creaks the gate open, and Marks 2 said that he is here to fix the gate and that he would like payment. She tells him to fix the gate and then come inside and get it. Barry attaches a spark device to the gate as a distraction tool, and Mark feigns fixing the gate with her, and despite it still making noise, demands payment again, concluding that the gate is fixed, for I have touched it. The woman tells him to come in and get it, but he refuses. Ulysses and Damon head in. The rest the party remains outside. The entry of the manor is filled with numerous folks dancing and drinking, some waiting for Mr. Tannenbaum, some not. Ulysses asks the woman, Edith, spelled Aedith, where she learned to dance, and she says the Ballad and Blossom and Claralux. Ulysses asks if she knows Penny and if she ever heard about a man named Ulysses. She confirms both, and Ulysses alludes that he is that man. She misunderstands or feigns ignorance and is surprised at his confirmation of this.
I keep thinking of you dancing. Just how?
Have a drink. Outside, the spark device that Barry had planted goes off after Ulysses signals to Barry with the little signal chips that Barry cooked up. Guards rush out to investigate. Mark II rushes across the street and grabs the gate, pretending to be electrocuted. The guards push him off, and he follows them inside to receive payment for the gate. That is now worse off than it was when you arrived.
I don't know why he was allowed in this establishment.
Andy charms her way in by walking up and being like, hey, you got legs? Get over here. Chell, Andy, where's the line?
Whoa!
Genevieve and Barry hop the fence at different spots and skulk through the stone courtyard. Ulysses and Damon covertly trade places, Damon now wearing the face of Ulysses, copying his mannerisms. Ulysses creeps upstairs, stands on top of one of the interior doors, making a fake smoke and knocking at the door, and a gunshot sound. Genevieve scales the house, Barry close behind her a few minutes later. Genevieve overhears a piece of a conversation with Richard and an unknown dwarvish man. The pair walk downstairs to investigate the knock. Ulysses signals again. Another spark device that Barry had placed in the yard goes off. Damon shatters his glass. Mark II goes as stiff as a board and falls to the ground.
Need a doctor, a mechanic.
The door opens and Richard steps out to investigate the smoke and commotion. He taps his cane and appears down on the ground floor, Misty stepping down. The dwarf follows out. Ulysses dips down, swinging into the room, closing the door, blocking it and tying the handles together, and rushing around as quickly as he can to try to find things to be used for potential blackmail. Detect Magic reveals that he is being scried upon in the corners of the room, so he gives a little cheeky smile and waves at the orbs and then continues rushing around. Barry goes out onto the deck. Genevieve grabs a diary from the bedside table at Barry's request, finds a locked safe behind a large dresser, fiddles with the locks for a few minutes, struggling with it. Downstairs, Richard hops down and goes to attend to the recently collapsed Mark II and hands him a small drug substance in a little shimmery bottle and hands it to him and tells him that it will be illuminating. Back upstairs, Ulysses grabs a few objects and comes to a locked desk. He whispers up to Genevieve and Barry, who were investigating a floor up in the bedroom, that there is going to be a loud sound. He casts Shatter on the desk.
I was just gonna do that. I was like, yeah.
Oh, please.
Thanks, I get the bottle.
Crouch down.
The suspense is killing me. Amazing.
It's too full. I can't get the full tilt on the bottle.
Well, it was the Nintendo bottle, too.
Yeah, which is upstairs somewhere. He casts Shatter on the desk as the safe clicks open upstairs. Richard turns towards the sound and says, well. Looks like we have some guests. And we are picking up there in the midst of this explosion of sound. Let me find my...
There was a hair in my beard.
Nice, dude.
It's for free.
They don't call it beard hair for nothing, dude.
Also, did I do a gunshot sound? I thought
There was like a little...
don't think it
or not the sound.
exploded.
The,
yeah,
the
okay.
visual.
When you said gunshot, I thought you meant like the audible element of it. I was like, I didn't do
Yeah,
gunshot.
the
but-
visual
Yeah,
of it
yeah.
in the
I
ground.
did the cracked thing for the glass jaws in the ground. For their
Correct,
marking.
yes, that's right.
Okay.
Yep.
I was gonna say, I was like, I didn't think I did. Bang. That was not my intention.
Bang!
Knock, knock, bang.
Got you.
I'm an expert safecracker. Well, that didn't
that's
work.
bold.
I'm out of ideas.
It can't be locked if the lock's in two pieces.
Yep.
True. Yeah, so that occurs. Richard turns and says, Well, looks like we have guests. You ask, do you get guests often? And he turns to you and says, frequently enough. And he taps his cane in front of you, and he is gone, back up to the top of the railing. He's immediately going to just walk over to the door, start turning the handle, finds that the door kind of hits against something on the inside and is unable to open it. He stands for a moment, puts his hands on his hips, and Ulysses, you hear a voice in the room, in the space that you are in. Now, what might you be doing in there, son?
Does this sound like his voice?
It does, kind of echoing from the corners of the room.
Okay. Can you describe the desk that I shattered?
Yeah.
And the contents that would be splayed out on the floor?
Yes. So you had grabbed
I did.
a handful of papers, shoved them in your pockets.
Yes.
You'd grabbed that cube off of the shelf,
Correct.
shoved it in your pockets.
Yep.
Other things on the desk. This is like a standard writing desk. It's a large like strong wood, like a maple or something of that sort.
Okay.
Very large desk, littered with more papers that you had not grabbed. Inkwell and pen, standard contract writing things. There are like folded journals and things like papers stuffed inside of things. As you explode this desk, papers go everywhere. All of the contents of the desk are littered all over the place. Inside the drawer, you can find that there is a collection of what looks to be the remnants of several cigars that are like lined up. You catch a glimpse of it as this explodes outward. They're lined up in an order, and like several are missing from the front, as if they're like taken from front to back.
Okay.
They're like lined up nicely on the inside of the desk.
Like fitting like they would be from side to side of
yeah, so
the
like
drawer?
so like they each have like a place, like a little indented spot for them. Yes, that's
Okay.
correct. So those explode out everywhere. You find a couple of small trinkets, like glass things that again explode outwards from the lower cabinets of the desk. It looks to mostly be like writing and contract supplies that have imploded here.
Okay. Does there look like there is anything that might have been obscured within the areas? Because this was marked with illusion magic, and that's part of why I shattered this. Is there anything that looks like it, as the drawers themselves are like blown to pieces, anything that looks like in the same way you can have something like folded in the lip or hidden underneath the drawers themselves, anything that looks like it is attached, affixed, or might have like fallen out of a pocket or a false drawer?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, you can see that as you do this. Thank you for the reminder.
Yeah, it's okay.
As this drawer with the cigars explodes, you can see that beneath it there are like several very tightly rolled scrolls that appear to be like kind of fitting inside of the lip of where these cigar
there would be
inserts are.
elevations, and they would
And
be
they are
contained underneath
tightly
within
wound
the hollow.
right in there. Yes,
Yeah.
correct.
That is my immediate little fucking fox hands.
Yoink.
Just snatching as many of these little fucking things as I can.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, there's three of them in there. You grab all three.
Now, son, what is that in your mouth? Spit it out.
Secret scroll.
He will spit it out. Don't worry.
Thank you. Also, the door was. It was. I had used the whip, where I had
That's right.
woven in between the handles,
Yes.
right, and gone to a single side and affixed to something on the side. So like. He might be able to give it a little bit of give, but I don't recall blocking it with any other pieces of furniture, just off my memory.
You might have just tied it. I thought you had pushed something in front of it, but I might just be misremembering.
I think I just tied it with the whip, just so
Okay.
this way for you, like,
Sure.
however this motherfucker wants to try to get me,
Yeah.
fine.
Absolutely.
Come and get it.
Yeah, so I'm grabbing scrolls, hear voice that says, son, now what do you think you're doing in there or whatever?
Yeah.
And it seems like it radiates from around.
Around the room, yeah. The rest of you outside, you just see him just like nonchalantly leaning on his cane against the door.
So the people downstairs?
The people
Sorry,
downstairs.
okay.
Yes, sorry, for the people
Yeah, yeah.
downstairs.
We're on the roof.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're like
Or I'm in
halfway
the
out
room.
the door looking towards the
I'm in the
guard.
other room, yeah.
You're up on the deck. You're in the bedroom having just clicked the safe open. You're on the floor holding drugs. You're leaning next to Mark II as Ulysses.
I would grab said 3 scrolls from out of this lip and just not no more. And I would just run up the stairs as swiftly scurrying as I can.
Sure,
You
absolutely.
say swift as a fox.
Yes, I would.
He would just lean back and just push his cane against the door, and it sees some resistance. And you all just see him, the three of you that are downstairs, just see him kind of nod, taps his cane, and he apparates next to you. Continue what you were saying.
So when ascending up into the loft, right, you had said that it was a staircase.
Yes.
How wide/tall is said staircase?
Sure. So it's this room was around like 10 feet high ceilings.
Okay.
So this is a probably 5 foot wide staircase that goes up, landing over, and then back up. It's open on either
all right.
side,
Okay.
leading up to this loft area. So
Okay.
it's going to be 10 foot.
Like saloon style.
Yeah,
where
kind of
you
saloon
can
style,
Okay.
yes.
see-
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I am absolutely dashing my little furry ass up
Yeah.
to wherever I had previously heard the voices of Genevieve and
Yeah.
Barry.
Genevieve, upstairs, as this happens, the safe clicks open. In front of you, sitting inside of the safe, is a folded piece of paper sealed with wax.
Yep.
And you have like 2 seconds to look at this before Ulysses sprints up the stairs. A like worn brass locket that the chain is like nicely coiled. And an old photograph of Richard Tannenbaum standing next to a very well-dressed dwarven man, standing in what looks to be an open field. The two of them, arms around each other, smiling. On either side of them, shovels in the ground and trenches dug behind them.
Bodies.
Money.
You said I have seconds here. Like it's.
Yeah, like this amount of time, you
This is
open
like a
it,
glance.
see these
Yep,
things,
yep, yep. I'm just.
and like just as you reach in to grab the stuff, Ulysses is sprinting up the stairs
I'm
because
gonna
that's a matter
open-
of like 15 seconds.
Open my
after.
bag, dump everything in there.
Yep.
Close the safe,
Yep.
and push the.
Yeah. Yeah, you're pushing the dresser back in front of the safe as Ulysses is sprinting up the stairs. You two are now in the same room together.
I locked. Did
Doodles.
I lock the safe or did I crack the safe?
You cracked the safe.
I'm gonna relock it.
Sure.
Like I failed.
Yeah,
I didn't.
okay.
I didn't get in.
Sure.
I'm gonna flip my cap and say toodles and jump out the fucking window.
I'm right behind him.
Yep.
So, like, you had said that there was a balcony out here. Is that
Yes.
where you are still?
Yes, that's where Barry was.
Okay.
I was just overlooking, waiting for Genevieve to come out.
Okay.
So I would have heard you say toodles for sure. And they're
Yeah.
like, oh, all right. I'm now just checking my back, make sure there's nothing from behind,
Yep.
like the house, scoping out where our path is to,
To get down and out.
yeah, down and out, back to the hideout, I guess.
Yeah.
So, what is the courtyard for this back area beneath where we are on this elevated balcony?
This is the like stone courtyard. It's about 100 feet long to the gate. The sides of it, where like Barry had gone over, that's about 20 feet either side of the house. And there is a run along on the other side of the fence. So like you can run through the courtyard and over through the gate or over the sides where they had kind of come through.
Sorry, hold on. Because building rectangle,
Building rectangle,
we
yes.
came in back middle? Or did we come in on a side?
It would have
Are
been
they
like
on a-
front middle is where you
The
came
fence
in.
is closer in on the sides. and
Yeah,
the
let me
back and
draw.
front is very long.
So then front door is here? Because that's where, like, if it's a rectangle, is it front door on length or width?
Like this. So front doors here with
Yes.
the pillars and stuff. This is the courtyard. This is the gate.
Yes.
Balcony is right on top, right overlooking the courtyard. Because you
Oh,
guys
it's at
went
the
in-
front?
Yes, because you guys went in and then wrapped back the other way.
Oh, it wrapped forward.
Yes.
I thought it wrapped back. Oh.
So room goes
Oh.
up
that,
and
yeah.
then this way.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it wrapped further into this. All
No.
right.
Yeah, because that's how the two of them got up, was on the side of the house by the front.
That's true.
Oh.
Yep.
Okay. Well, that is a different layout than intended. Fuck it. We ball.
Yeah.
So what is the height?
Height would be 30 feet.
Third floor, right?
Yes. Yeah, because you'd be standing on the height of the 10-foot ceiling plus 20-foot ceilings from the lower level. So
Are
30 feet
there other elements of either balconies or terrace structures that would be within a 10-foot leaping distance downwards, though? So if we're 30 feet up, right?
Yeah.
Is there anything like at the 20, 25, 15-foot height that would be around the frontier, like, edifice of this? Any awnings, any ledges, any other balconies?
Yes.
Like, if this is a brothel, are there other balconies that are, like, maybe 15, 20 feet away, but on the second floor?
Well, there was a second floor balcony, right? With the.
Well, so when we came up, these were the staircases. This was the one hallway on the second floor. Mm-hmm. So there weren't any other doors. So I guess it wouldn't make sense for there to be any other balconies on front side.
There's no other balconies on the front side. There's like
Okay.
pillars and strange metal bits like coming off from the decor aspect of his like the elements of like rust that he has decorated
Okay.
around. There's nothing concrete. There are pieces that you can climb down and grab onto, but there's no railings or ledges. It's just like metal, like vine work and stuff up the sides.
I will attempt to, as acrobatically and dexterously and swiftly as possible, start leaping down and catch some footholds and fucking Mario parkour in
Yeah.
between wall elements as swiftly as I can back down to the ground.
Absolutely. Make a either athletics or acrobatics check for me. The two of you following as well?
I can feather fall, right? And just jump off.
Yes.
I'll
I
just do
think
Do you have
so.
that spell?
Do you have?
Yes.
Oh, well, you can cast it on all of us.
Well, I'll do that.
That would be great.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. They run
Sorry,
out.
did all
I
the
was just
math.
gonna aim
No,
for
it's
a
okay.
bush.
Sure.
I
Yeah.
thought it was
Aim for
only
the
a
bush.
one-person thing.
Yeah. So they run out. You immediately see that the oh shit button has been pressed. You immediately like pull out some trinkets from in your cloak, fiddle with some things, fire off the featherfall spell, and the three of you leap off kind of at a trajectory angle to try to get over the fence out of the yard, presumably, if you're trying to get out of the courtyard.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's
yeah,
my
try to
goal.
clear the gate.
Cool.
When we land on the floor, I say rock and roll.
Do we see them just like?
Skipping through the
Yeah.
Yeah, so you being like halfway out the door, kind of like making googly eyes at the guard who had gone out in the
You're
courtyard,
dancing
you
on
see your
clouds.
friends leap off the edge and kind of sail off to the side of the house.
I think I'm still in like a gown.
Yeah. You're
Dressed
standing
as
there.
like a lady.
You're
like a
on the
proper
floor.
lady.
It's very Mary Poppins of you.
Yes.
You're still Ulysses.
Yes.
Richard apparates next to you and just leans
I'm
on
over
the
here
floor.
just trying to do like CPR in a robot and like
I would have stood up by this point.
Yeah. So he's just going to lean on his cane and look at you.
Yes. Can I help you?
Curiosity. That's what I have in my heart at this moment.
Ooh, I've lost a lot of tabaxi friends to such things.
The face you wear right now matches that of a compatriot, presumably upstairs.
Someone's wearing my face?
Either that or you're wearing his. And he just kind of, he taps his eye, and you can see that in his eye, it almost looks like there is an iridescent, like, contact around the rim.
Similar to the glasses. that we
Similar
saw?
to the glasses, yeah. I see things around this place.
Is it haunted?
Ghosts and goblins.
Whispers do happen in the walls. But my curiosity is, and you see him just like hold up his finger for a moment, and you can see that there's like flashing of light in his eye, similar to like if you're out of the room and you started rewinding a tape, how you would get the flashes of light as the tape rewinds. That's what it kind of looks like in his iris right now, as he just kind of like looks up towards the ceiling slightly. And then he stops for a moment. Several of you walked up towards the gate together. You entered with that man. Now you are that man. What am I to believe?
I believe you ought to believe that I got paid to do a job. You know, go to the place, be a person. That's what I'm good at. Don't ask questions. That's how you stay alive.
What's to stop me from keeping you, and you ransom for your friends? They clearly went up to take something.
Well, if they left us here, they wouldn't be all friends, would they?
Probably not, but if you were hired to do a job, clearly you've got some sort of connection with the people, unless you were just paid and left high and dry.
Well, in a town like Beacon's End, it happens more often than you think.
You are right about that. Now, I am a businessman.
Oh, you know.
Yes. I don't do much by the way
establishment
of...
didn't tip me off.
Well, you hide in plain sight and you make yourself known to the folks of Beacon's End. They simply want to crowd around and see what you got to offer.
While he's having the conversation, I'm assuming he's kind of like walking and monologuing. As he has his back to me, I kind of like lock eyes and just like look over at a vase and it's just.
And I'll just giggle a little bit. And then go back to looking at him.
That's not an answer.
It's only one decision. It's the right one.
You can speak into my mind,
Oh,
Chell.
shit, I keep forgetting.
There you go.
And I can respond to you.
Do what's in your heart.
I'm in it with this vase.
I go 5.
Mark II, what are you doing?
Oh, dude, stream boo.
Oh my God.
Well, I'm
Barefoot
gonna.
Vandal.
What?
Uh-oh.
That is Ulysses.
I'm gonna.
Out here.
Are we get? I think my chat's frozen.
Well, I'm gonna speak into Damon's mind.
Okay.
Do you want me to conk him?
No, shut up.
Set the vase back down.
But all you see is me just go.
Mark II, what are you doing now that you've stood?
Gotta go fix that gate.
Well, Gate's calling my name.
Honestly, I think I would just be standing by with Damon, waiting for
Okay.
how this plays out.
Waiting for the move.
Chell, I interrupted. You were going to say something else.
I would just say, are you certain? Really send this thing flying. Shh. I don't think he can hear us.
Brain shush.
Shush me, my brain. My hand's just.
I close you out.
I grab it anyway. Just kidding. You know what? Push. Just kidding. I don't do that.
We start fighting. We start scrapping.
When
Do what's in your heart.
When you fight, does it look like the brothers from Little Dicky or Little Nicky rather, where you like force each other to like punch yourselves?
Yeah.
Why are you in yourself?
Joe, what's your wisdom score?
I don't want to
Higher
play
than
that
yours.
game.
DJ, what's your wisdom score?
My score or my modifier?
Your modifier.
-1.
Okay.
Punch yourself.
Duly noted. And what, do you have a proposition for me? Just as any other man that's ever approached me saying, I can promise you the world.
I ain't
my
going to
friends.
promise you anything. Seems to me you're having quite a rough day.
I don't know. I had lunch. Slept under a roof.
Is this Ruben?
Ate a cheeseburger.
A cheeseburger?
Bag.
No, it was a ham sandwich. I ate it on the way here. Road ham.
Do you have the ability to get in contact with these folks that hired you? So you say.
Possibly.
I need more than possibly right now, or your day is going to get a whole lot worse, son.
Oh, am I gonna sleep outside?
You're going to sleep somewhere.
Well, yeah.
How about you? Or you? Any of you got words for what you done?
I'm gonna
My memory got fried by your gate.
drop my visage as Ulysses, and just go back to straight up Damon.
There we are. That's much better.
This is much more comfortable.
Much more comfortable. Different face than you walked in with, but
Yeah, well, you know.
is this the real one?
I don't know. You tell me.
Hard to
Am I
tell.
prettier than you expected? Come on. You know, you want to get in contact with these people that I was hired by
Yes.
to come in here and cause a distraction for God only knows whatever the hell they got into upstairs. I could find them for a price.
No.
The price is my life, and hers, and whatever that thing is.
That there is the right price. Anything higher would be overpaying. And I am not one to overpay.
I mean, when you got a life like mine and a face like mine, it's pretty expensive. So
A lot of stuff comes your way. Is that right?
not a lot. Still relatively new to town. Getting my way around here.
Into his head, I just go, did you just barter my life for a deal? Damon,
I know. Shh.
don't shush me. What is happening?
Miss, would you please escort Smokestack there outside? I'll meet you by the gate.
Into his head, I'm picking up Mark II and carrying him out. I'm just,
You're picking me up?
no, I'm like helping you up.
I was already standing.
I'm throwing. Oh, well, I'm picking you up higher. I'm carrying you like a baby.
She's got an unbelievable strength score.
You're not even ready. Into Damon's head, just I'll escort my foot up your ass. You keep this shit up, and then just walk out.
Okay.
Please allow them to go.
So what's the deal then? I let you live and what? You put me in contact with your associates? Is that it?
Isn't that what you wanted?
That is what I want. But
You
how can I
want-
trust you to leave?
And come back.
No, we ain't meeting here.
Where would you like to meet?
Grinning House, midnight.
Tonight?
Tonight.
Now remind me again, isn't there a circus or something going on over there?
There is. That ain't what we're there for.
I cover
Is that
Mark II's
tonight?
ears.
Is that indeed tonight?
No.
They
Exactly.
don't perform tonight, I don't believe. But who's to say what mischief we'll get up to when the sun goes down?
Ooh, one can only wonder, one can only hope. Well, I hear that just in my mind.
I know.
Well, I suppose we have a deal then. Grinning House, 12 o'clock tonight.
Yes.
I'll bring mine. What else you want? You want to know why? Or are you going to ask them?
Would you know why if you're just a hired gun?
No, but I can find out.
I'd like to hear from the faces of the folk that broke into my home.
Fair enough. Am I like getting surrounded by like the security team now?
They're standing away. They're giving him his space, but
Okay, but I mean, like they're definitely
They're
not
around.
like posted. They're
No.
they're,
They're-
scooched
yeah.
in a little more.
Yeah. Yeah. Now I should warn you. If you try to run, you'll be hunted.
On these knees, no.
What on
The
earth?
ceiling's falling.
I did that with my mind, and then I run.
Gotcha, bitch.
If the DM's distracted, the character's distracted.
My ceiling is falling down.
Was that one of the tiles?
Yeah. This wall is not straight and it's cold, so the temperature difference between
Is that the
inside
first
and
one to
outside-
fall?
No, there's several.
Oh, okay. I was gonna
I
say,
put
what
them
are
back
the,
up before.
What are the chances of it
Right
falling for
then?
the first time while
Yeah.
we're streaming?
Well, until then, Mr. Richard Tannenbaum.
I didn't catch your name.
No, you didn't.
You'll have to give me something. Whether it be your real name or not.
You can call me Nightingale.
Fair enough. Nightingale. Midnight.
Midnight.
And don't forget, Beacon's End is watching. He just points at his eye, steps back slightly, gestures with his cane to the door.
Start walking out.
The two of you are being escorted by two guards to the gate. Damon, another, flanks behind you and just follows you behind.
Barry, does your shocking device like get consumed when it goes off, or is it still there?
I would assume it was consumed because it was like kind of like a mixture of gunpowder and other substances.
Yeah, that would be
lit
my
on
assumption.
fire.
Yeah,
Is it
I,
Oh, the
USB?
thing on the gate?
Yeah. I'd imagine you'd make that with the design that it would fall apart and just look like scraps of metal when it,
Yeah.
when
It was just a
USB
shoddy
drive,
like
graphite
prank.
stuff.
Yeah,
I'm not making it reusable.
Right. Yeah. No. Absolutely. Yeah. So the three of you are being escorted slightly backwards while this is occurring inside of the building. The three of you have landed on the other side of the fence. Mm-hmm. And you say, "Rock and roll."
Rock and roll.
As their feet touch the ground, I kind of like scurry up closer to them. And can I talk to multiple people at once?
So
You're
you-
still-
you'd
Yeah,
still
we're
be,
going
you'd
out a
still
different
be,
time.
yeah, it's a different
We're
time.
on
So
the other
you'd still be
side.
in the entrance to the house
Where we
because this
walked
is
up.
occurring when he starts the conversation with him. So you're standing in the doorway. You see them go off. Richard comes back and starts speaking to him and interacting with the three of you. So you'd see them do it. If you have the ability to telepathically communicate, you could do that in this time frame before he does it to you. If you don't, then no.
Gotcha.
Yeah, you wouldn't be able to run up to the fence. They're not going to let you do that.
No, wait.
All right. Where are the three of you going?
She says rock and roll.
Yeah.
Good job. Let's fuck off. I'm gonna scurry back real quick the way we came.
Yep.
I'm scurrying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you guys running back into the Narrows to
The old
the
triple
like
scurry.
the meeting point or to your house?
So I would have us go initially back, if it's fine with Genevieve, to Genevieve's old shop.
Burned down abode.
I would start going in that direction.
Why do you want to go there? That place is compromised. That's why I burnt it to the ground.
They won't expect us to go back to a compromised location. I'd rather not give away our uncompromised location. We also don't know if the gentleman up there is the one that sent the folks to come to your shop.
I mean, I'm worried about the folks that came to my shop.
And I'll fucking kill them. And we will go about our way.
At least they didn't get to see our faces when we were at your shop.
Exactly. They got no idea who the two of us are, and they still don't potentially know what you look like. Could just be passers-by, stumbling around, looking for no good.
All right, do we have a way to tell the others?
I could leave behind my little robot and put a note. We gotta do it right now if we do, but
Works
I
for me.
can't write, you know. Remember the fire. I'll put it on there.
Okay. You're leaving this above ground? Where are you
Probably like
leaving
while we're in the process of scurrying out, we'd be talking like as we're hurrying away.
Okay.
It's up to you for obviously though where you want to leave it. Like if it's real close to the vicinity of where they're leaving.
Well, it would be within like whatever she could see of us. Maybe just drop it right then.
at? Okay. So this would have to be. Chell, make a perception check because you guys are mid-conversation. You guys talked for about a minute, so a minute has passed between you
Okay.
guys landing and that happening. So it matters if she sees you drop it there. I'd say Barry would be able to tell if she was not looking that direction and maybe make an adjustment, but I just want to determine what you're doing depending on if she sees you at that moment
Can
or
you
not.
do you have good control over it?
I imagine if I can see it, I can control it.
Okay.
15.
Okay.
What is on your on your D&D Beyond? Does it say for your construct what? Like usually with stuff like that, it'll tell you have specific rules if you can communicate telepathically with it, or if you have to be.
Well, in terms of like the adding a message onto my little robot guy, I can add a static visual effect that appears on one of the object's surfaces that is non-magical.
Okay.
This effect can be a picture up to 25 words of text, lines, and shapes, or a mixture of these elements as you like.
Okay.
I would just say, as a genuine thing, from when we played Princes, because it's obviously the same thing as what Mike had with, like, Tiny Wick.
Yeah.
That there is some level of, like, you can issue it a command, and it
Yeah.
will attempt to follow the command. If it can't, it then takes, like, the dodge,
The dodge
action.
action
Sure.
or something. Yeah.
So if her thing is, like, wait here until you see so-and-so,
Yes, absolutely.
then go to, I think that makes
I think it makes sense.
but
yeah.
again, up to you for
Yeah.
what you want to permit.
Yeah, my assumption would be that it is a triggered effect that she
Yeah.
is describing to it. You
Kinda
do
like
see
hold your
this.
action until.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So you do see this happen. You see Barry just like hold up a small thing and press it into the dirt outside of the fence, and then the three of them bolt. You catch that as like you and Damon are going back and forth in your head. You kind of look out as they're talking, and you catch that.
Gotcha.
So you do see that interaction.
Okay.
And your message was just remember the fire?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, then if we're uninterrupted, it would genuinely be to go back
And it
towards...
would just be already displaying the message. I think it wouldn't be like
So
waiting for Chell.
that's up to you. What we were saying is that you could issue it the command of wait until you see
Oh, right.
Chell,
Okay, yeah.
until you see Andy, and then
It'll like
display.
motion detect within like
Yes.
2 feet or
Yep.
3 or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
So that
yeah.
way, otherwise, it's just scraps of
Let's do
metal
that.
on the ground. Cool. Yeah. The three of you, several minutes later, the other three have scurried off. The three of you are being escorted to the gate. The two of you are further ahead. You're slightly further back.
They pay you well here?
Well enough.
Is it Martin?
What?
Is it Martin?
Yeah.
Nice.
That's good. They take care of you.
More than enough. Yeah.
Nice. You happy?
Reasonably.
I
With my
guess.
job.
Not your life?
Home life could be better.
Oh, well, I'm sorry to hear that, friend. What do you do for fun, then?
Smash skulls mostly.
Well, I mean, outside of that, there's no skulls that need smashing.
No, I got the fight pit smash skulls.
Oh,
Yeah.
where's that at?
Narrows.
Oh, I'll have to look into it.
Yeah, the name is, let me recall for a moment.
Smashers are us. The push and smush.
No, I do already have one.
The pass and smash.
The Sunken Jackal. Underground fight pit, dive bar, gambling house.
Jackal.
Ooh,
Jack.
that sounds like a whole lot of good things.
Yeah.
They do food there?
Hmm.
Good food?
Yeah.
Ooh,
Marinated meats and the like.
ooh, I like that. I'll be sure to check that out. Thank you very much for the pointer.
Mm-hmm. Now
And
get the fuck out.
hopefully this will be the last time seeing you, and I hope your home life gets better.
It better be. Yeah, the three of you are escorted off the property and the gates close behind you.
What do they sound like?
Worse.
They sound better because they're closing the gate like a normal person and not dragging it open by putting all of their weight on it like Edith did.
I obviously walk in the direction of where the message was left for
Yeah.
us. But I like slyly look down as we're walking. I don't stop and like,
Yeah.
oh, what we got here?
So I'll have you make a stealth check because that would have you be circling the edge of like where this high spire goes on this side alongside the house. So like that would be a weird place for a person to walk
Okay,
because this house is at the end of the high spire.
sure. You said stealth? Mm-hmm. It's a 14.
Okay. Yeah, you walk over kind of crouching and trying to look nonchalant. You reach down and pick up this. What does this device look like?
Similar to your like blue fidget thing. That thing. A little bigger. It's
Okay.
about like
Oh, the little
an
soot spray guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right,
And then
that's
it has
right.
its legs, all those little like needles that come out of it or pins extend a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
About like I would say about I don't know.
Think of the little toy
12
things that you can
inches.
expand.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Kind
Yeah,
of
yeah.
like,
Okay.
obviously it's just the points.
Yeah.
That way it can roll faster and stuff.
Okay.
I would say too, I would do something like, oh, I like accidentally drop something out of my pocket. So it's
Sure.
like, oh, I'm reasonably
Yeah.
picking something up, not just like,
Yeah. You reach down and pick up this small device, and you see that as it perceives you, two little eyes appear in the center of it, and arms sprout out of it, and it pulls out like a small little note card and writes something down, flips it around, and shows you, remember the fire, and then that goes up in smoke.
I love that that's your visual. When we were talking about it, I was like, I love the thought of it being like, if it's so many points within a sphere, it's almost like a constellation and stars illuminate to form the words.
I went for
I went for the cute aspect of the soot sprite because that felt very Savannah.
Yeah.
It's like it's just a little guy.
Yeah,
he's got a
no, but
little
this is where
sign.
it's like imagination
Yeah.
is so fucking neat.
And then he fucking explodes and dies.
Yeah. Remember the fire!
Spontaneously
Adorable.
combust.
Yeah. Evan, thank you very much for the resub. 85 months.
Wow.
That's 80 more months.
85
Damn,
whips.
keep up.
Ooh.
That gets 5 big booms.
Boom.
Boom.
Into our three, or these two's minds, I would say, looks like the party went back to Genevieve's. I think we should split up and meander around a little bit. Don't go directly there. Got eyes on us.
Sounds good. We'll meet you there.
Yeah. And we just different directions.
Sure.
Bold of you to assume I'm going with you.
You going back to the circus?
I'm going to the circus.
Well, boy, are you in luck.
Oh my god. I've got great news, bud.
Yeah, we'll hop back to the other party. We'll say that you guys have arrived without incident to Genevieve's former place of business, which is completely burnt out now. The entire storefront. The barely hanging remnants of the sign that was outside of this, like, burnt out tavern is even more burnt than it was the first time.
Hell yeah.
The trap door in the floor is completely like cracked and broken now. Where it was abandoned before, it is straight up burnt now. There is just ash everywhere. The basement area is functionally a hole in the ground at this point. The walls have burned. There's really nothing left in there because there was oils thrown on the floor.
Yeah.
So you guys arrive without incident.
I would, if it is a clear descent down, even with the trapdoor being, like, gone, if that hovel down there looks like there is any value of a landing for me, I'm fucking leaping into the goddamn hole.
Yeah, you can leap down. The stairs are gone, obviously.
yeah.
They're completely burnt.
Would
Yeah.
the basement be of like stone and stuff? Because then I imagine.
Yeah, stone and ash at
Yeah,
this
and
point.
dirt.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, the walls, the framing is gone.
Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, there's like a little bit of stairs up at the top because obviously like the floor would have completely burnt
Yeah.
otherwise. So
Yeah.
like it burnt to a point, and you can see that the other half of the stairs, you can see were clearly kicked over and then mostly burned.
Yep.
So yeah, you leap down
Yep.
into and just a cascade of ash and soot up into the air,
Yep.
kind of like coating you at this point.
Yeah, I'm gonna fucking grab a torch from my bag and prestidigitation light it up and find either a spot of dirt or if there are any like metallic sconces on said edifice that might still be residual. I'm just gonna plant a torch somewhere to be able
Sure,
to give ourselves
absolutely.
some kind of illumination.
Yep.
And then I'm gonna start plucking out these 3 secret scrolls.
Yeah. So you pull out these 3 secret scrolls.
Charcoal nudes.
Yeah.
Nice. Tasteful. Charcoal.
Tasteful.
You find this document split into 3, rolled up.
Okay.
The other papers that you had found on the
On the
desk
top, yeah.
are this.
Glenn, let me get the thing.
Where there are like clear breaks, that's
Yeah.
a different document. So
Oh,
I printed
for
multiple,
like this
yeah,
one?
Yeah, they're titled what they
Yes,
are.
okay.
There's clear breaks between. I just didn't cut them.
Yeah.
So that's what you have.
I'm a be reading. I don't know what you two are doing in this moment.
I'm gonna,
I'm gonna pull out my fox glasses. My readers.
I'm going to probably I'm gonna pull out my cloak out
Okay.
of my bag. And I'm gonna collect some of this ash off the ground. And just like run it through my hair.
Yeah.
Try shampoo.
Yeah. I'm gonna take a chinchilla dust bath in the,
Okay.
in the ash. and then I guess wipe my hands clean first and pull out the few items that I pulled out of the safe.
Yeah.
And I guess I'll examine the photograph first, and then the locket, and then for the sealed letter, I'm gonna try to open it without breaking the seal,
Sure.
or like open it in a way that I can
Yeah.
reseal it.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, so you pull out this old black and white photograph, which, as described, was Richard standing with a another very well-dressed dwarven man.
Is that the same man?
Different dwarf,
okay.
not the same dwarf. The one, since John had asked last time what the other dwarf looked like, totally bald, braided beard, reasonably well-dressed, not nearly as well tailored as Richard's attire, or even Alistair's, much, much lower than that, really just a vest with kind of torn sleeves. Looked to be a businessy folk. He had rings and things in his beard. Well tailored, well groomed, but not as well tailored. And a brownish red beard color. Yeah, so not the same dwarf in this picture. About as well dressed as Richard is. Both of their sleeves are rolled up like my sleeves are rolled up. And like I said, behind them is a half-dug trench, shovels, and then something buried as they are just grinning, leaning on each other, arms around each other. That's what you see in the photograph. They are in a field. Behind them, it just stretches on, and there are trees and kind of mountainous stuff in the distance.
This is like a lush landscape.
Yeah. It's there's plants and things in the background. Yeah, it's not. It looks to be more farm adjacent than a lush open field.
You said there's something half buried?
Fully buried.
Full.
Yeah, there's a half-dug trench, and then behind that there is a clear something is
like
buried.
a mound.
Yes.
Okay.
And the shovels are behind them, stuck into the ground.
This is the photo she's looking at, right?
Is there anything written on it or on the back?
Yeah, you pop the frame out and flip it over. There's nothing written on it.
This is where I buried that guy.
What a beautiful day.
Remember the fire.
Not a cloud in sight.
I'm gonna pull out my sketchbook and try to copy the details
Of the photo?
of the photo,
Sure.
and then carefully put it back in the frame
Yeah.
and seal the frame.
Yeah, I would say you don't have to roll for that. That
Yep.
is what your entire character is based around. Yeah, you take that time. Barry, what would you be doing in that time frame of Ulysses reading and Genevieve copying the details
Is
of this
Genevieve
photo?
also in the basement now?
Yes, because she because
Yeah,
you
'cause I
left
took
down.
my-
And you
dust-
rubbed ash in your hair and stuff.
Okay.
Chinchilla
I'll look
bath.
around the surrounding
Oh, I don't hear
area
about
for just any surviving type of wood that I can kind of maybe make 4 planks to cover the.
Sure. Yeah, I would say that while a lot of the lower part of the
Or
bar
actually
is
wipe that idea
Okay.
because then that's more obvious.
okay.
I think about never mind. I'll just go downstairs as well.
Okay. Yeah, you leap downstairs.
But I will try to blow any footprints and stuff.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely.
That's what I'll do.
Yeah, so you take the time upstairs to scatter this ash around to cover the traces of where your footsteps were from the door outward. I would say that Barry also has the sense to look outside of the door and make sure that the dirt is as unsettled as it was when you guys approached. And then you would presumably use your tail to kind of swing from the rafters to be able to get back to the hole and then leap straight down in.
Yep.
Yeah, so yes, you do that successfully. Would you be doing anything downstairs? Would you be looking for anything
I'll
or
just be
doing
like-
anything?
Trails covered. Looks like we got some time to spend together. Thanks for lighting this candle for us. So beautiful down here now.
Try not to breathe it in too much.
Oh, just my readers.
My little.
Yeah.
Also,
Nope.
looks like you looking at some pictures and stuff. Did you end up getting that journal?
Oh, yeah. I'll pull out the journal and hand it to.
Yeah. What's some secrets in there?
I love the thought of you doing that in the air with your hands.
Yeah, you pull out the journal and hand it. Yeah. So in this journal, as you take this, it is a leather-bound journal. It's like weirdly smooth leather. It's not human skin. Get that out of the way.
Sounds like human skin.
Whoa.
Sounds like human skin. It doesn't feel like regular leather. Whether it's like magically altered or
Okay.
grown in some way,
leather.
there's no
Vegan.
I would already be suspicious, and I'll be like, Ulysses, if you have a second, can you just make sure this ain't got some magical hoo-ha on it?
You know how I love hoo-ha.
Love me some magical hoo-ha.
I'm going to grab it, and
But magical hoo-ha?
I do not have another quick cast of Detect Magic. It just takes me 10 minutes.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
But, like, I don't mind because, honestly, with sufficient documentation that I've got in my hands and she's got stuff...
Yeah, you're
I
checking
don't-
anyway.
I don't mind being the Detect Magic person for some volume
Yeah,
of time.
sure,
within this.
absolutely. So while that's happening, since that takes 10 minutes,
Yep.
by the time she has come down after like cleansing your trails, I would say that you're finished with the picture. If you'd like to move on to the next
Yes.
object,
The
which
locket.
was the locket.
I'll
Yeah.
just add one thing because I'm going to go
Sure, yeah,
upstairs. I'm just going to wipe the surrounding area with my possum tail to
Sure.
try to clear out some ash and make it a little nicer.
Yeah, so that way you have a place to sit, not in a pile of
And I
ash.
will be back.
Okay, very good. Yeah, so this is a worn brass locket that almost looks like it is two halves of a like metal plating from like one of the rust ships or something. It doesn't look like it was manufactured as a locket. It's a little crude, like it was like or from like old machinery or something, which kind of matches the vibe of Richard's house with having old rust bits kind of around. As you click this open, you see inside is a pressed, dried seed in the center of it, and scratched on the back plate is the word resonance in all caps under this pressed, dried seed.
Does the word resonance mean anything to me?
Chime said it a lot. Other than
is
that,
that's what they're called? Is that
not
the chips?
necessarily.
Oh no, those
those
are
are
chips.
those are echo
tags.
tags.
Echo tag. Sorry.
It just says the word resonance. That's Chime says that a lot. That's really the only thing that you have that it's kind of in your mind. For Genevieve specifically, no. There's a pressed dried seed with that scratched under it in all caps.
That's all that's in there.
Correct.
All right. Once again, she'd kind of sketch it carefully to like what she's seeing.
Yeah.
Resonance ? And then carefully put it back exactly how it was.
Yeah.
Before.
Yeah.
Fiddling with the letter.
Sure. Make a dexterity check or sleight of hand to try to unseal this letter without ripping the wax or the paper.
I would try to use the. I would try to heat up one of my knives over the torch so that I can kind of just
Yeah.
kind of skim.
I'll give you advantage because that is very smart. That's what I was looking for.
Oh, these are real dice. I've been playing
Real
online too long.
dice.
I'm like, why can't I press the button? No.
You have advantage.
Oh yes. That's not much better. 11.
Okay. I would say that you are very careful with doing this. You heat up the knife and slide it under the wax seal. The paper does not burn or tear. The wax doesn't break apart or anything. For the most part, you get out fairly clean. There is a small dribble of wax that drips down the paper, and you catch it with the edge of your knife and try to push it back towards it. There's a very slight amount of residue still left. To the non-observant, it looks pretty much the same, and you could pass it off as still being sealed when you sealed it again. But the knife got just a touch too hot, and you dripped just a little bit of wax onto the letter. You flip open this paper, and this appears to be a contract between Tannenbaum Holdings and the Bones Trading Company.
All right.
Having worked with contracts and from the forgery perspective and just the knowledge of them in general, you would know that this appears to be a land contract for purpose of farming. And it states that Tannenbaum Holdings has temporary access to water plot Delta 17.
Is this written Delta, like
Yes.
DELTA?
It is. Delta-17. Despite this looking like a farming contract, the description of the land that is being leased is listed as a dead zone. It is in the middle of the desert, which is odd for it to be a farming contract and not just a land contract or a land lease. It's specifically for farming. Those are the 3 items that you find in the safe.
The paper that the letter is written on, is it like a high grade paper, or is it something that I would have something similar on my person?
I would say you'd have something similar on your person. It's like you have contract grade papers and stuff. It's not like it's like a filigree paper. It's just a standard contract. So it's not thin, computer paper.
No,
but
certainly not.
It's a there's no letterhead on it. It's just a fairly standard. No embossed. No, it's just a fairly standard contract.
I'm gonna do my best to make a good copy of it while we're.
Sure. Yeah, make a. What's your whatever your highest stat is?
Dex.
I guess Dex sleight of hand, I guess, makes sense for trying to do that. I think that makes sense.
I think it would be my Dex plus my proficiency, because I have the forgery kit.
Sure, then yeah, we'll go
Right?
with that.
Is that
Yeah, I
how
don't
that
know
works?
what you normally roll for a forgery kit. Let me see if there's any guidance on that. It says either int or dex. So if you're doing a contract, dex makes sense because you're trying to be very careful with your scribing and copying. So I think that that's reasonable.
My int and my dex are the same anyway.
Okay,
so.
then either one.
14 plus 3. 17. Do I add the proficiency bonus?
Mm-hmm.
So 19.
19? Okay, yeah. It takes you a couple of minutes, but very fast and, so far as we can tell, fairly flawless.
Bug.
Yeah, a little bug flying around. A little gnat or something.
Stare directly at
stare
the
at the
sun.
lights.
That'll help it.
10 minutes has passed. There is no illusory magic or any magic of any kind on the journal itself.
What about any of the other stuff?
Yeah, I got lots of papers and she got shit.
Nothing on the papers. On the
Lock.
locket.
Tranquil.
A moment.
The pocket's full of glyph of warding. Have fun.
I also would have the cube.
Yes.
So that had previously given divination. I've not
Yep.
opened it.
So we did not get the resident or the.
We don't know yet.
Echo.
I haven't opened
Echo.
it. I haven't opened the box.
Oh, okay, okay.
What's in the box?
I interrupted
What's
so I
in
can
the
get
box?
some secrets in the journal.
Are you growling at the box?
With the best.
From this seed,
Shut up.
or from the
Get
locket,
the head off.
you would get abjuration magic.
I would get abjuration, man.
You would get
Shit,
abjuration.
get
That's right. You're
shit.
right. You're so right.
You and your
Uh,
abjuration.
from the locket that she
Yep.
has, abjuration magic, enchantment magic.
If these are like buffs that you're getting, I don't know what these are.
It's just the school of magic that is being detected on this locket.
Okay.
Abjuration.
Enchantment.
Enchantment.
And necromancy.
Thank you. I'm glad.
It's a mimic, actually. Roll for initiative.
Necromancy.
What does the locket look like? Because this would be the first time that
Sure.
Ulysses, his character, would be
It-
seeing it. I'm not like taking it.
Yeah, yeah. It looks like it is just made of like old metal pieces of like metal plating or machinery.
Okay.
It doesn't look like it was like a locket for locket's sake. It looks like it was made out of scrap metal and formed into that, which kind of like
Yeah.
old rust components, which
Yeah.
kind of matches the
Yeah,
other
so
rust things
weird
in his house.
misshapen rush chain with
Yeah.
weird misshapen like metallic plate looking locket
Correct.
edifice.
Yep.
And it's sealed?
Yes. At this time, it is clasped. Yes.
Okay, so it's clasped.
Yeah.
Okay.
She had opened it, and then since closed it again.
Phew. Oh my. So, did you open it discreetly?
I mean, you're sitting there with your letters. I would have opened it.
Yeah, it was just
Right.
while you were doing the stuff with
Yeah, I
the
wasn't.
letters.
Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't
so I would have
discreetly.
known that she opened it.
Yeah, I sat there and drew it. I looked
if you
at
think
it.
you would notice her doing that while you're looking through the letters,
Yeah, my
perhaps.
PP's 13.
Then yeah.
I also wouldn't have been quiet about it.
Yeah, you were not. Yeah, you were not.
I was
being
like, "There's
quiet.
a seed in here." That's
So that's loud enough for
Yeah.
my PP.
Did you say there's a seed in here?
Probably.
'Cause if
Whoa!
you did, that matters. That matters
seed
because we did not discuss
I
that in
mean-
character. So that does make a difference.
See myself out.
Yeah, this is why I'm asking. Like, I'm deeply invested in simultaneously reading important letters and also casting a spell. So, like, if you're not saying things or not announcing that you're doing them, I genuinely don't know if I would be noticing them. There's a seed in here.
I
Yeah.
probably wouldn't have said anything.
Yeah, you drew it.
Yeah.
You did not. So you don't know.
Okay, all I know is that it's opened. It has been
It had
previously
been opened. Yes.
I spent time with it, so it wasn't
Yeah.
like.
Again,
Yeah.
reading
Yeah,
while
it's
casting
small
magic.
enough. You're not going to
like,
have seen that.
Yeah.
Bonding with the seed.
There's no descriptor of how close you guys are in the room. It's a large space. So
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would, upon completing casting detect magic, see divination on my little fucking cube
cube,
thing.
correct.
Nothing on any of my papers or journals. Nothing on her thing. You're safe. You're not.
You're cursed.
That trinket. It's got some bad energy around it. I could say
What kind of energy? I'll pull out my notebook and
bad.
write down bad.
I'd write down bad 3 times.
BAHD.
Matter of fact, I just put 3 B's on that bad.
3 B's. too.
Bad.
What kind of bad energy are we talking?
Magical kinds.
Bad to the bone.
Bad.
Anything you can deduce what it might be?
Well,
It'll give you a stutter.
Like, is it just screaming?
Certainly something that's going to, protect itself. Something that might do something to you that's, my specialty, and then something that'll do to you that ain't my specialty.
I
Why are you looking at me? I know you're cracking your neck, but, like, you're just sitting like this for, like, 6 seconds. In a mask, DJ.
He was rebooting.
He was in sleep mode. It's fine.
I forget that it's there.
I would just be real hesitant to adorn it.
Oh, I wasn't planning on adorning it. All this stuff, I'd like to see it either abandoned somewhere or return to the house from whence it came. And
Why?
I don't want anything traced back to me.
Well, and if you don't want it, I would surely take it.
I kind of wanted it put back so that none of it's missing in the first place.
It is known that we were there and that things were taken.
Yeah, but
It is better that I took them than you.
if we found some junk that we didn't know what to do with, what's stopping us from just returning it? And I'll
Why are we
hand over my notebook.
Why are we simply returning things to a man who we need to extort? This man has the echo tags that if we fail this job, our lives are ruined. I am not simply giving him back his belongings.
Did you find the echo tags?
I do not know. There are many things that I took from that man's room.
Let's figure out where we're at. But for the time being, this is not my locket. If you want it for whatever extortion reasons you have, then by all means.
You have much patience for a man that I do not have any patience for myself.
We ain't know if our friends are even out yet. I mean, been about 15 minutes by this time, like a few more on that, traveling down here. We just hoping they okay. We might need more than what we have on them.
Since nothing else is on the cube, correct? It's just divination?
Just divination.
Well, if you're gonna find out, you're gonna find out right quick. Is there any indication for how said cube opens?
Nope. It is a, to your eye, completely sealed wooden cube.
No lip, no nothing?
No lip. If you are trying to open it, I would ask for an Arcana check.
How big is this?
John's gonna summon.
It's like a ring box, slightly bigger than a ring box.
Slightly bigger than a ring box with no indication of how it opens.
Correct.
If I shake this, is there any jostling or any kind of sound that echoes out? Does this feel like it is hollow in center?
You shake it,
Yeah.
and you hear like a faint whisper. Barry, to you, you hear him shake this, and your mind immediately snaps back to what Chime was doing with putting the object in like a flotation thing and spinning it. Yeah, you get that a little bit.
Okay.
Your mind immediately snaps back to the resonance of an object.
I think, whoa, whoa, whoa. Hey, that'd be making a cool sound that we were hearing before. You recognize that? Let me listen closer. What were you trying to do?
Wibbly, 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 wibbly.
It sounds like shaking a sheet of aluminum.
Yeah, no, I would warble it, maybe like a foot, 2 feet away from your ear.
Sure.
Maybe perhaps this is where those ships are. Or some other type. Like that chime lady, she was talking about this sound. I heard it before when she was spinning around the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think the glasses we should use on any of this stuff? Maybe the glasses will tell us some.
I think that's a right fine idea.
Otherwise, I can sit here and try to sit and listen like Like Chime, she told me to.
Well, Chime is the only one that will definitively be able to tell us whether or not this matches the ones of the echo tags that she did here prior. I am hesitant to open this because I don't know whether or not whatever they are suspended within is essential for their containment. I would hate to break this and destroy whatever is inside or render it useless should I take it from its resting place.
I will also say, just because the echo tags were only very loosely described the last time, when
Yeah.
she pulled them out, she had like a bunch of them on almost like a key ring that she was flipping through.
Okay.
So they're like
It's
the
like an
discs were kind of
accordion
of
strung
discs.
through. So
But then, did she put them in something, or was it on something?
it was
that-
on something, and she had taken like the glasses and put them into some like
Oh.
weird anti-gravity thing and spun them.
Okay.
And that's what made the resonance, is just non-zero, like zero gravity.
Yeah, sorry.
spinning.
I thought that they were, when you indicated that like a fluid, that
Gotcha.
there were previously in that situation also in a fluid
Gotcha.
still.
No, these were loose.
Okay.
Yeah,
then,
they're rust objects of some kind.
Okay.
So as far as the logic that
Yeah,
you
yeah.
may not want to take them out,
That's fine. Okay.
yeah, that's entirely up to you whether Ulysses would still think that. But as the description, they were just like,
No,
she had just tons of them everywhere.
Yeah, if they were out and about like that, I would
Yeah.
feel much more confident in breaking into this.
Sure.
I think, though, you are more deft to hand and you are more deftly equipped with tools to be able to possibly drill into this.
I can probably. I mean, there's no lip.
No,
or-
nothing. No hinge, no lip.
I could take a look, and yeah, we could pry it open. But if it's got some magical stuff, like I ain't gonna get my my face lit up or nothing.
No.
No monster's gonna come out of this little box here.
No, the only magic
Should I
on
be
this.
scared? I
Yes.
don't know.
I'm not saying not to be scared. I am
scared.
also indicating that so far from what I've read, I have seen mention of a locked cube of personal use and to not tamper with it.
All right, because I
And
know
what we would
Rust
be doing would
things.
definitively be tampering.
I've been around Rust my whole life, and see, I have not seen anything like this before.
Neither have I.
I'll take a gander, listen, try to keep my ears open.
I think
But
we
here, if you want to mess around with these here glasses, look at the documents, look at the photographs. Maybe there's something there.
I think it is actually best that we don't open, because if this is meant to be potentially our most valuable bargaining chip with Mr. Tannenbaum, because I do know that this is in his possession, a locked cube, personal use, and not to tamper with. If this is meant to be our greatest source of extortion, it is essential that this remains untampered. You can listen, but don't break.
I feel more comfortable doing that.
Maybe if we bring it to Chime, maybe she can listen to it without opening it.
Possibly the cube itself can still spin within her device.
Though someone would have to wait here because they're waiting on us, or we're waiting on them to get to us.
Yeah, I would say not to go. What time of day is it?
It's like afternoon, because I think it was midday around when you went to Richard's, I
Okay.
believe. So be afternoon.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would say then, since we have no idea where our friends are, whether or not they are well, we should give them at the very least an hour of our patience. See if they do return. If not,
Well, I'll take this hour, and I'll go on the other side of the room. Before I go to the other side of the room, I'll take out the glasses and give
Yeah.
you those.
Sure.
Because I assume anyone can just use them.
yeah.
Sure. Yeah. As you're looking through that stuff, we're going to jump back to the other three who are separate around the top side of Beacon's End, making your way down to the Narrows. Would anyone be doing anything in particular? Would you be communicating in any way before you left, or are you just traveling and then ending up here? Would your characters be stopping anywhere, doing anything, looking at anything?
I don't think so. I think I would probably just be moving swiftly, but like in a not obvious pattern to where we're going.
Sure.
Like keeping my eyes
Yeah.
peeled for anybody tailing me.
Okay. Mark 2.
me and you walking together, right?
No.
we
No, you
separated.
said fuck off. I'm going to the circus.
No, I was only kidding. I'm not actually going to the circus.
Why are you
No,
walking?
No,
I
the,
think
the
the
last
intent-
thing I would have said,
bought
last
your
thing I would have said to you
Bought your
before we
tickets.
split up is I would have just been like,
Don't go to the circus.
sorry about the smokestack comment. And I'll walk off.
All right. Then no, I just wander aimlessly back to. Well, did you tell me that?
I said into everybody's head, let's split up.
Yeah,
and
she
head
told
back
us to split up and where to go.
Genevieve's.
Yep.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yep.
Then yeah.
Okay.
I would just wander aimlessly back there.
Okay.
Janvier's.
Yeah.
Aimlessly.
You head down to the Copper Latch in the Luminarch Market. Hold on, let me scroll back to you.
Because the underflame is directly underneath of the copper latch in the narrows, correct?
Yes. So there's two things. The
I
Copper
saw
Latch.
it
Are you going
as
to
soon
both?
as I wrote it, yeah. I'm going to go down,
Okay. So you're going to the Shade Bazaar.
yes.
Okay.
Not the shitty bazaar.
Goddamn
She
shit.
owns both, one above,
Yeah.
one below. That's why they're listed that way.
That's what I figured. As,
Yeah,
as I was typing it out, I was like, I'm a dummy.
Yeah. No, you're good.
I hate punctuation.
Dang punctuation.
Yes. So yes, you head down into the Narrows through the cistern tunnels as the rest of you kind of make your way slowly back towards the rest of the group, and you head into the Shade Bazaar. Inside this almost like purple tent beaded entrance. It's not really a building. It's kind of more of a not quite a yurt, but a ramshackle of different silks and materials kind of cobbled together to make very similar to the shop's design various materials. You walk inside and you see a half-elven woman, auburn hair tied back, as she just looks over the counter towards you curiously, her eyes kind of watching your every step as you walk in. Have you been here before? Did I put that? You know of her. Did I put that you
I
had
know
been
of
here?
her and I know of the shop. I don't believe it says anything about me
Okay,
being there
then,
before.
I mean, logically, do you think you would have gone here before? Or do you just, you don't
Probably
have to have.
upstairs.
Upstairs? Okay, sure.
Like we would have most definitely hit upstairs at some point for
Gotcha.
any number of
Yeah.
jobs that we were doing.
So, but she knows you. She's seen you. Would you have given your name or no?
No.
Okay. Would you have given any name?
I'll go with my classic alias, Nightingale.
Okay. She pulls her glasses down slightly on the bridge of her nose. Mr. Nightingale,
Eve.
welcome
Lo-
back.
Lovely as the Narrows is well.
Yes.
Eclectic.
I see you found your way down to the lower half of the store.
Absolutely. I'm stopping in. There's a couple of questions I have for you.
Of course, how may I assist?
The dealings that you take place in here. What do you know about trying to make someone disappear?
Well, there's disappearing and there's disappearing.
Oh, let's say disappear.
Are you trying to change your appearance or change who you are?
Oh, no.
Do you need a new
darling.
identity or just a disguise?
Oh, I'm in no need for disguises. I have that pretty well in control. And I'll go ahead and flick my coin in the air and like change my
Yeah.
face. This is up in the air, and then change it again as soon as it gets back in my
Yeah,
hand.
you see her watch the coin and then you're changed. Yes, indeed, you do.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what I can offer you then that you can't already do yourself.
Well, it's not for me, and I'll change back to myself again. It's not for me. I was wondering how easy it would be of disappearing someone in a way that others would think they're dead.
That is an interesting question. For that, you might need to speak to my colleague at the Widow's Veil.
The what?
The Widow's Veil.
It's a good name, Don.
It's a great name. Sister Mirabelle.
Fuck out of here.
Great name, Don.
Are you sure it's not Mirabar? Could be a whole delegation.
Between 4 and 40 people.
Looking for some missing men. How many? No fucking idea.
Think of it.
An indeterminate
If
number
you're
of
looking for
humans.
40 missing men,
That is troubling.
something went
much more
really
troubling.
You're
wrong.
looking for
Yeah.
a school bus of people.
The Widow's Veil.
I need
The Widow's
I need to
Veil.
find the small basketball league of men.
It was the Globetrotters, wasn't it,
enough for
DJ?
That's enough for 8 teams.
Well, with no bench.
Well, yeah. But
And what kind of
They don't
work
need to worry about
does
a bench.
Sister Mirabelle do?
False death certificates, funerals, posthumous alibis.
All of those are fine and dandy, but I'm talking about seeing is believing.
Looking for a gun.
That can be done.
Maybe more specifically, false memories.
False memories implanted into another.
Mm-hmm. Or possibly just in one person shown to another.
Would this person know that their memory had been manipulated? Or are you attempting to manipulate someone's memory so that way they are able to more reliably pass off the details? Or are you trying to do it in secret so that way the information disperses back elsewhere to a
Well-
different target?
Do you have anywhere private we can speak?
Of course. She just nods her head slightly, and you see that a small, like, shadowy amalgamation unfolds itself from the walls, turns into a facsimile of her, and walks and stands and crosses her arms behind the counter, and she just steps backwards and pulls a curtain behind her that's near invisible on the wall with all of the other curtains, and you can see that there is a small tunnel that opens up into a little room.
I hate that.
It's wonderful. She's great.
It's totally not a hag.
I just was like, oh, it's a shelf just coming off the wall, and it's like, I'm a person.
Leave it to Glenn to hang out with the hag, dude.
Typical. Typical
After
fun.
you,
Hag
Mr.
law.
Nightingale.
Ooh. Isn't that a neat trick? And then I'll head in.
Yeah, she'll step in behind you, and you watch as she reaches and just like seals the fabric against itself. It's kind of a zipper, yeah.
It's a tent.
Those magnetic.
Yes, it's basically that is basically what I'm getting at. Yeah,
Quickly, darling, you let the cat out.
seals it shut.
It's Velcro.
It's a full-grown tabaxi man. Get out of my way!
Help me.
I have to go outside.
Let me out.
I don't know why I just have to go outside. I'm offended you're out there.
As you step in, the sounds of the Narrows vanish as you are now in a soundproof space. She walks in. You are now sitting inside a room that would be befitting of a crystal ball. There are floating candles in various pastel colors, as there are several chairs and couches littered around the space, and she settles into one of the armchairs and pulls a small, like, long pipe off of the wall and just puffs a bit of smoke into the air.
Do any of these magics like remind me of any magics I would have seen in my line of work previously?
It's hag adjacent, certainly.
I mean, it's Fey magic.
It's Fey magic, yeah.
But like, more specifically, it doesn't fit. Like, I'm just trying to gauge whether like, is the vibe in here malevolent in any sort of way?
No. She's just, even being a half elf, the ears are long pointed in the parts that are elven. So she is definitively like half Fey. It does not seem malevolent. She's just kind of showing off.
Yeah, more so just vibe checking. I
Yeah,
guess, is what it is.
she's just showing the vibe of her space.
It's a beautiful room you have here.
Thank you.
So, what I'm specifically looking for, and I'll sit down like on the couch across from her.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a way to make me believe and have a vivid memory of killing someone to then show my memory to another?
Modifying your own memory.
Mm-hmm.
That is interesting.
You have a lot of crazy drugs down here.
I would like to eat them.
They all do all kinds of wonderful things to your brain.
I still believe that the Widow's Veil is what you're looking for. Sister Mirabelle dealing in posthumous alibis. Memory modification is certainly within the wheelhouse of her skill set. An alibi doesn't just need to be a person paid to back up whatever occurred. Memory modification is par for the course.
I suppose that is true.
Modifying your own memory is certainly... It will be of interest to her, I am certain.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Not
I like to
something
keep people
common.
guessing.
Yes.
Can't ever let them be too comfortable with whatever I'm thinking.
Including myself.
I never know where a conversation is going to take me.
Sandwich.
Barbecue sauce. And then I turn around and I'm like, my baby.
My
Wild
Damon.
card.
What a smooth.
What a smooth man.
Now, you may not need a disguise, per se.
Mm-mm.
But I've got to get you in a cloak. One of mine. You can disguise your face, disguise what you're wearing, but if you could truly shapeshift your outfit to fit,
I've got plenty of clothes in my knapsack. Why? What are you thinking?
she stands and unfurls the cloak that she is wearing, and beneath it there is a nearly sheer dress. As she flips it around and spins it.
Any
Sorry,
chance?
Chell. I've got the slutty earrings on. It's happening.
Low cut shirt, slutty earrings.
I know.
John, do you have like a crop
It's
top
Pride
on? Like,
Month,
what is
baby.
this? Honestly.
Wait till you see my romper.
Oh, romper.
I had to force him wear the shirt underneath the vest.
Oh my god.
Why?
Yeah, she unfurls this cloak, and you can see that it shimmers not quite iridescently, but she grabs the brooch that was clasping it around her neck, and she twists the gem, and you watch as the cloak just elongates into a jacket, and she sets it back over herself.
I've heard about those before.
She slips it off and reaches around and drapes it around your shoulders.
How much is something like this gonna run me?
Oh, for you, you're such a wonderful customer, and I will benefit should you visit Sister Mirabelle. As long as you tell her I
I'm
sent
getting
you.
sold to hags.
Nice, dude.
Again.
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 For a third time?
I go off, I take him to a circus. You get sold to a hag.
Don't
Sells
forget your-
himself.
Don't forget that referral code, though.
Yes.
So long as you tell her I sent you.
Hag 25 at checkout
Save 25%.
of your soul.
Of your soul. Yeah. Damn it.
Hag BOGO.
There you go.
Limited time only.
Pogo?
Why do they call it Hogo? Because that was
She twists the gem and it unfurls itself into a cloak again, and she just affixes it around your neck. Her fingers kind of like, her long nails just like draping along the inside of your neck as she tightens the brooch.
Thank you.
Perfect fit.
Now, what is the price for such a thing? I understand I'm getting it at a discount, but
I often barter in things that are not coin down here.
so seems to be the way of Beacon's End.
Yes.
What is it that you look for then?
An evening of entertainment.
I hear the circus isn't. God fucking damn it. And you need a date. I got the perfect guy.
He loves the circus.
All right, now I'm actually sold. Now I'm on board.
I'm gonna wingman Mark II. Good luck. God help us all.
Mark II or DJ?
Just a drink.
Where and when?
Depends when you're available.
Well, I got this thing at like 12 o'clock tonight.
When your schedule frees up, you know how to find me.
Certainly.
Certainly.
And one last thing. You aware of some rust tech that people have been using? Something with the eyes.
I don't deal in rust.
Do you know who would? There's a lot of names in this town. Bongo comes to mind, but I don't know if he deals in such things.
Well, it depends if you're looking for more reliable or if you're looking for no questions asked. How wealthy was the person who had this implement?
Very.
Probably Bongo, then. If they were not, I'd have directed you elsewhere, but being a high-class individual, Bongo seems about right.
I've heard tale of Dr. Kyle.
Yes.
He didn't seem to be the right one for the job.
No, the Bloodwell is not where people of that caliber would find themselves, even after Soul Down.
Interesting. Tough spot.
That's where you might find yourself should whatever this thing is go poorly. If you need emergency care that Bongo cannot provide.
That's what I was told. I looked him up previously just to find out where to go should I find myself full of one too many holes.
Yes.
Well, perfect. Thank you again. I will give your regards to Sister Mirabelle.
Perfect.
And I'm going to be like just kind of weird and taken back a little bit, but stand up and be like, to walk out the door.
Yeah. She'll remain seated.
Unsnap the door.
Yeah. She'll remain seated in her very sheer dress. So you unsnap the door.
Lovely talking to you.
As you open this wall, the sounds of the Narrows open back up, and you step out and seal the wall again, and you can see that the same shadowy figure is a mirror image of her still standing at the counter.
Is it staring at me? No? Okay.
Watching the door.
Just making sure she wasn't like seeing through that as well, and I'm like, she can make ghosts.
Yeah, you walk past the counter and you do catch it looking out at you out of the corner of your eye.
She can make ghosts. That's bad.
Hell yeah, dude.
As
Got
it
them
just
ghost hands.
She can make.
smiles at you. Have a wonderful evening.
You too.
What's my fly?
And I guess I'm gonna head off to the Widow's Vale then.
Yeah. Yeah. You can see that this building is much more structured, almost like hospital-esque in nature, where it's a very square building made out of a dark black wood. The door is coffin-shaped.
Of course.
Yeah. You push your way in, and there is, standing behind the counter, presumably Sister Mirabelle, an Aasimar woman with a veil over the top half of her face. You can see a very faint, eerie glow coming out from the bottom of the veil, dressed in like a mourner's dress, all black.
She looked like she was wearing a crown and all.
Nope.
The shimmer to her eyes, like she reads as Aasimar like right off the get go.
Yeah.
So it's very similar to like what I've seen from like hanging around Andy and whoever, whatever other Aasimars were at the.
Well, she
I'm
is
not
an
an
Aasimar. That's College Star.
That's right. Okay.
Yeah. Aasimar is the half angel.
That's
wing
right. That's
people.
right. That's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would say that reads as Aasimar because she also has wings that are out.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Black feathered wings.
Just like mine.
Yeah.
Perfect. You didn't get them yet. They're still chicken wings. Sister Mirabelle.
Yes.
If I could pardon you for a private moment.
But of course.
I was sent by, I forgot her name already, by Eve.
Wonderful. We are alone here, or do you need something more intimate and private?
It is a bizarre request that I wouldn't want others to hear about.
Of course. She steps back and stepping on ceiling tiles. And pushes open a closed door in the hall behind her and just kind of
Back
gestures.
in the same room as I was just in. She's like, welcome back.
Fancy seeing you here.
Gotcha, bitch.
She steps in and just reaches a long-fingered hand out and just beckons you back into this room.
Walk in.
Yeah. This is a very small wooden room with a simple table and chair set. Single floating like orb of light in the center of the
Does it
room.
look like an operating room?
No,
Okay.
no. Just a quiet room, and again,
Oh, damn, because I'm about to operate.
door closes, sounds vanish. She sits, the only light in the room from this single overhead light and the light radiating from under her veil.
The two of you have got to teach me that trick.
What trick?
No noise. It's peaceful.
Yes. Privacy is what you requested, and therefore privacy is what you will have.
Absolutely, I appreciate that. Down to business. It is to my understanding that you deal in false death certificates and posthumous alibis and such.
Yes.
I want to fake a death.
All
Maybe
right.
several. See, the thing is, and this is what's really gonna perk your eyebrows up, I want to implant a false memory
All right.
on myself.
Oh.
And I want to be able to show that memory to somebody to convince them that these people are in fact dead. Seeing is believing, after all.
Yes. That is interesting. You are right. Will be costly. How many deaths do you need to fake in this memory? Memory is tricky, especially when given to the host. Your foreknowledge of this act will need to be manipulated because you need to believe it. Or when someone witnesses the memory inside your head, it won't appear quite right.
Ideally, I would like this to be temporary. Just long enough to convince them.
Memory is tricky.
I know that.
It will fade, but I can't tell you how quickly. There is no timeline on memory. The brain is wired in such a way that details slip into the shadows. But even with the best magic and substances, the duration of such memory can't be controlled. You will, for the time being, believe that you killed these people and that they are dead. If you wish to implant the memory that you did not kill these people and they are not dead, but you wish to display that, that is much more costly and much more difficult to task. Because that involves layering memory behind memory.
And what would be needed to implant this memory just in another?
You would need access to the target, and you would need to have them consume something mixed into a drink or a pastry.
A drought?
A drought would suffice, yes.
Interesting. And how long until effect takes place?
Oh, the effect would be relatively instantaneous. It would appear as if it was always there, but the brain would need to conjure it up. They would not immediately notice it was there.
You would need to make them think of it.
Yes, and then the brain would conjure that memory forward, and for the time being, it would be as if it was always there until the details fade, the faces go dull.
Interesting. It's almost as if it's a suggestion with extra steps.
In a way, yes. All memory is subjective. You might believe something that happened a week ago, a month ago, happened one way. But perhaps the people that you have spent time with, the things that have changed in the times you have told the story, that you no longer remember how it started. Details change, and what you believe is what your mind currently presents, until it doesn't.
Interesting.
It is why you cannot remember everything all of the time. Things that you don't think of often, the face of a loved one that slips into the back of your mind,
Well,
you start to forget what they look like as time passes.
you have no idea. I think you figured out that I am not from here.
Yes, I guessed that.
There is very much that I have forgotten about where I came from. Things just slip.
That is more difficult to stop. I can supplement memories into yourself for another, replacing memories that are already gone, that have fallen off of the void, are much more difficult to retrieve from that cliff's edge.
I understand it is just a side effect of my being. The longer I persist here, the more I stand to lose.
Yes.
But that is a problem for another day, I'm afraid. I think I guess the memory drought is the way to go
For yourself or for this other person?
for another individual. I think is probably the smarter way of doing it.
How complex is the memory?
Well, it would be the murder of 5 people.
In the same location or subsequent locations, one after the other? Did they die in the same room, the same place?
Same room, same place, same time.
How big is the space? Or does the location not matter?
I would say a room in an inn.
Like a bedroom?
Nondescript, dingy room, low light.
How would they have died? Gunshot, blade, poison,
Execution.
execution style. She reaches out her hands. Let me see your hands. She turns them over and looks at them. Do you have distinct markings on your hands?
On my hands, I don't believe I wrote anything down about hand stuff. So it could be on the table. Hey.
This is what I saw that made me laugh.
Just double checking, because I did write a bunch of stuff down about looks.
I don't know either.
Yeah, I basically.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, fuck yeah.
right.
I don't know how I forgot this. Yeah, my fucking fingertips are black.
That's right. That's right. Okay. Yeah, so she looks at that. These are not black mark fingertips. This
No.
is something else entirely.
Yes.
That is distinct enough. The visual of the body from the perspective of the memory, you are the person doing the execution, the visual of yourself holding a gun, your hands makes that memory stronger. But if you're trying to implement this memory into another, that you killed them, they would not have a visual of you physically committing the act. They would have to have a visual of just the people dead.
It would be from my perspective, I assume.
But if you're implanting the memory into another, it would be as if their memory is from your perspective. How does that make sense?
Well, that's simple. I convinced them that I can share memory.
Fair enough.
There's a lot of strange magics around here.
If that is the case, simple room, 5 men. From your perspective, with your distinctive features, I would say that would run you around 200 gold.
All right.
For a drought that extends this memory to a person for, as I've said, an unknown amount of time. It is different for each person. Are you looking for an extended length or a short period?
Preferably extended, but if a short length is fine, just enough time to work with.
Depends on the pricing. If you're looking for roughly a week of time, that is 150 gold. If you're looking for longer, that is where it gets into the 200 gold range. But as I've said, a longer memory may last longer. A longer memory may last even longer than that. It's about when it fades, not how quickly it fades.
Now, like some charm magics, is there any way of knowing?
When it's faded, the brain can start to put the pieces back together, but for most instances, no. The person, should the memory not come up again, they will not know that their memory was modified unless they go to think about it again and find that it is lost.
Seems interesting that it would be a memory shared from me, not his own.
Right.
Such a thing to forget.
Yes. Well, if you're looking for a week, 150 gold for that memory.
That is the gold price. Is there any non-coin expense?
I myself deal mostly in coin unless there is something specifically valuable that you offered in trade.
Interesting.
But these droughts are expensive and I have costs.
Understood. I can give you 20 gold now, and I'll return shortly with the rest of it.
Fair enough. A deposit.
I will drop off a deposit.
Yeah.
I'll leave a deposit, god damn it.
I thought that was a suggestion.
Oh. I'm sorry, Glenn.
And then she looks back at me and goes, all deposits are non-refundable, but they do come off the total. If you need to cancel your appointment, give us 72 hours notice.
This is not informed by real experience.
No.
Not at all.
No.
Wait, but can I get the deposit back?
Oh.
Hey, I no called, no showed. Can I have my money back?
It's the morning of. I don't feel good. I gotta tell me. Can I have that?
I
back?
drank too much last night. I can't come in.
Oh.
My
I have my money
alarm
back?
didn't go off.
Until next time, then.
Until next time.
She steps and opens the door, and again, the sounds of the Narrows echo back into the
I
room.
thought you were just saying
Now,
goodbye.
before I go, one more question.
Yes.
What is what's the connection with Eve? She seemed awfully fond of you.
Old friends. We go way back.
Yeah, interesting. They grew up together?
You could say that.
Okay. Well, anyway, she sends her regards, as I said.
Much
Hey.
appreciated.
You take care. I shall return. If we could have this drought ready before, let's say 11 o'clock tonight.
It will take longer than that. If you're looking for a rush job, that will be more expensive, but I could have it done. Say 200 for the week's memory. These take time to craft,
Absolutely.
but I can have it done by 11.
Consider it done.
All right.
I owe her money.
How much money?
180.
Glenn's in debt.
Glenn is in debt.
He needs structured skeleton. Needs
Yeah.
bones.
Can I borrow your bones?
No.
You
we have your iron.
Spot
step
me a
out,
Spot me a bone.
and I will say that the three of you find your way to Genevieve's shop separately.
I'll be late.
Yeah,
I'll be late because
yeah.
I took some time to
Yeah.
walk to these two
So
shops.
the two of you would get there first. Are you going inside or are you waiting on Damon?
We'd go inside because I don't know if he's there before me or not.
Sure. So as you are discussing the ramifications of investigating the box, and you hand the box to Barry, you take the glasses and click them on.
Yep.
These two drop down through the floor into the basement.
Well, hello there.
Glad to see y'all made it out in one piece.
I could say the same for you.
Did you grab what we came for?
Don't know yet. I don't have my readers on and I'm poring over some papers. Lots of things to investigate. The things of this matter take time.
Sure, but I don't think they would hide, what are they called?
Echo tags?
In papers?
No, but if we are meaning to extort this man, since we do not know whether or not we have successfully acquired said echo tags, a fair understanding of this man's business prospects gives me the best opportunity for leverage against him.
Well, you're definitely going to want to do your research on that, especially after the stunt that Damon pulled.
The what?
Damon may have made an agreement with him about having the person who sent us to the house meet with them, as well as with us.
Why?
I've learned a long time ago not to ask questions about Damon's doings and dealings. I offered to throw a vase at the guy's head, but he told me not to. I thought we'd get it done and over with and get out of there. I wasn't sure if you had happened to grab... What? Don't look at me like that.
I fear I might agree with the hesitance on the vase smacking.
You blew up his room.
You don't don't know that.
I heard a loud bang, and I know y'all were up there.
Whoa, you don't know that that's just the sound of the particular kind of burgling that I do. Bang,
The
bang.
banging gun? I believe it's called explosions.
Well,
I thought you said bird for a second. It could have been a bird, man. Birds be exploding all the fucking time.
you don't know what the fuck goes
Give him
on
enough
around here.
baking soda. Pop.
How many of us got seen?
All of us. And he managed to figure out that Damon was wearing a disguise.
Now, did he declare all of
Bankers?
us?
I never saw
How
this
many?
man.
Did he address
Well, that's not true. I
that
saw
he
him the
knew
one
how
time, but
many
he did
of
not
us?
see me.
Or he's just saying that he saw all of us?
I'm not entirely sure, but he did have the ability to project his thoughts, like, out of his eyes, I believe.
Oh,
but-
he was definitively scrying in his office, and I'm certain in that loft as well.
Yeah,
So he
while-
did see y'all.
While he was
Probably. I know he saw me. I didn't tip my cap.
The man's pretty wealthy, according to his estate.
Oh, yes, and according to all this documentation for which I am reading.
He
And
also
he-
has a farm.
And he also has
And I got his
guys.
personal diary.
I can't wait to
I
hear
know
about
who
all the
he's got a
scandalous,
crush on.
nefarious things he's been dabbling in. However, the truth of the matter is, as far as we know, we don't have the echo. Whatchamahave it.
Tags.
we have-
for the
I
love
cannot
of
remember
God.
that word. It is a very difficult word to remember.
Tags.
I won't say it.
We found,
I'm gonna call them echoes.
Hey, no.
but we got something.
What do we have?
I got this wibbly wobbly box.
It did.
Wonderful. What are we?
How about you?
A blade hanging above my head that's ready to drop at any moment.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Dan,
You're
please.
telling me.
I also may have stolen a few things that we didn't need, but we do have.
Wonderful. Great.
Again, we mean to extort this gentleman because we were not certain whether or not the echo tags would be in a location inside of his office that would be easy for us to snatch. Call the backup plan.
At one point, he threatened to ransom all of us to you.
That makes sense.
So
I would have done the same.
I agree.
And
do we have anything here that we could turn the tables on him?
again,
That's what he's-
I point to the several pages of illicit documentation of this man's.
Have you?
I'm excited for you to share what you found.
Yeah. Have you found anything at all?
Well, so far again, wibbly wobbly box
We
is
got
quite
the
But
interesting.
what
Box.
about the documents?
Well,
got a-
that's in
he's
the
got a
Can I see
document.
that wibbly
potential.
wobbly box?
No, you might not touch my box.
Wobbly box.
Why are you being so
My
stingy
box
with
is
your
my
box?
own.
Let me see your box.
You can see my box.
You
I
can
said
show your
might
box
not-
amongst friends.
You
Let's
might
take
not
a
touch
gander.
my box. Lay no hand, no paw upon my box.
I just want to take a
This
sneaky little
box
peek.
has chastity on it.
I don't think
We
my
have breaks
hands-
and days
this
of the
box.
week.
hands or
I
paws,
just
so
realized
can I
that
touch
like
the
his
box?
journal entries
I
would
think
be
it is
like
appropriate if you,
Silthar,
metallic
5th of
handed man, may
Lunaris.
touch my box.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let Mark
Jenny
touch
looked at
my
me
box.
again.
Don't touch your box.
You got
She
metal
flashed
hand,
me
you
those
know.
raccoon
Well,
eyes.
I get it.
Well, then I'm gonna let you touch my box with your metal hand.
Give me that goddamn box.
I allow the two of them only with the metal hands to touch that box.
Sure.
Is there a reason you're not touching it with the regular hands?
Well, for the two of you, it's got magic on it, divination. Magic's a scrying at the sorts.
Well, how do I know it's not going to mess up my metal hand?
Because we don't.
Only one way to find out.
Exactly.
That's
I'm
alright.
using this opportunity as an experimentation
Here, I'll
process.
pay it.
I am an investigative man and
There you go.
inquisitive on it.
Wibbly wobbly
DJ.
box.
Just feels,
Does he have another stroke and fucking pass out?
I can just go rigid again.
just feels like a wooden box.
Shake it.
Like a Polaroid.
I like the way he shakes my box. Anything happen when he does it?
No,
It's
you
weird
again.
sensation.
You hear like very faint whispers as you shake the box ever so
There's a
slightly.
humming in my box.
Ooh, I like it like that.
Can I give it a good college shake
Oh, good.
Like
College shake.
and then immediately press it to like near my ear?
Sure.
Harvard Yale pen.
And I'm gonna try to listen real hard for whatever whispers I was hearing. Like the goal is to have it continue shaking and whispering when I press it here.
Yeah. I would say that you ever so slightly as you shake this and then immediately press it to try to get the like the resonance of like, ringing a bell and then
Rockets
pressing it
have
against a metal object.
Thank you.
You hear a very, very, still impossible to make out whispering, but you hear what sounds like rustling of wind through plant life and a very low soaring up and down hum. The whispers are too far away to even really discern. But you catch that very faintly as something is rustling through leaves, and then it fades because, again, you're pressing it against yourself. Very, very faint.
I can hear the forest.
What?
Forest.
Yeah, it sounds like wind rustling through some leaves. That's what I heard.
Like a glade or a garden,
One could say.
mayhaps even a grove.
Maybe a grove.
Interesting.
Might have even been a field.
I would very much like it if you offer it to her to see whether or not she hears the same thing, or whether or not this whole resonance nonsense is something that is ascribed to the individual that hears it.
Here, other metal hand.
That is what I will call you now.
Metal hand, another metal hand.
I thought I
Metal
deserved
hands,
a
metal
name.
hands.
I guess I fucking don't. Shake
Please shake my box, Andy.
What's his box sound like?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
you're shaking the box. Are you doing anything with it, or are you just shaking it back and forth?
Is there anything like on the box?
It is a completely sealed, no sign of how to open it, wooden cube.
No lip, no hinge, no lid. Literally, it's just a fucking square of wood. Sounds like that.
Yeah.
He's
I would
running low
try
on
to just
charge.
shake it at first and see if I hear anything.
Sure.
And then like,
Yeah, you shake it and you just hear very faint whispering.
okay.
Shut up.
Tell my box to be quiet.
Let me see. Do I have?
Yeah, inside the box is Twitch Prime. You can subscribe for free if you have Amazon
Subscribe!
Prime. Subscribe now. Thank you, Owen. That was great.
I don't know how
gotta
to
make
go
it a
about
commercial
doing
about
it. If I try and like spin it almost like when you have like a glass of like water or like whiskey or whatever, and you're
Sure.
like,
Yeah,
spinning
swirl
it.
it.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah.
like swirl it and see if I
As
can
you
get
shake it,
different.
try to spin it at the same
Yeah.
time. Sure. Make a perception check for me.
Good vintage.
It's got great legs.
Thank you. I really try.
6.
Okay. Barry,
A
make
lot
a
of
perception check
squats.
for me.
Is that
With advantage.
20?
Yeah. Roll that. And then since he said with advantage, you get to roll it again.
Okay.
And you're going to take the higher of the two numbers.
So I add my.
Yeah, you'll add your modifier and everything still. So 14's the
14.
higher. And then if you scroll down, I'll have perception in that box.
+3, so 17.
Okay. So, Andy, as you shake this and start swirling it like a glass, you just hear the whispers kind of like, and you spin it. You don't hear anything else.
Fucking stop!
Let me out here.
But you hear a very similar sound to what Mark II described, where it sounds like there is a rustling of leaves, wind whispering through the leaves. But you, additionally, with a 17, you hear the sound of like nails scraping on like stone.
So it's really horrible.
It's not good. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, it's bad.
Well, it sounds. Is it simultaneous or is it like a procession of
A
sound?
procession of sounds.
So it sounds peaceful at first and then
And
it
then
sounds
you-
bad?
Yes.
Okay.
Did it sound like it was louder when I was swirling it?
For you, not really.
Okay.
But Barry doesn't hear that while you're shaking it. While you're also spinning it, Barry catches a glimpse of what Mark was describing with, again, trying to capture the resonance by putting it against his metal skull. You hear just something scraping on stone. It sounds like someone's nails scraping on stone. Not like chalkboard, but like literally against stone. So, weird whispers, like in the background, wind rustling through leaves, scraping.
Well, it sounds like, the casual situation of someone in prison trying to escape, that urgency of,
I don't
I
consider
gotta get
that
out of here.
How often?
all that casual.
Yeah, how many?
I'm
Have you
gonna,
been to prison?
I'm gonna come rushing in at that exact moment. Open the door. We gotta get out of
I don't know
here.
the ways in which you've been growing up, but it seems to me everyone around here has been in jail, knows of jail, or knows someone in jail. So it seemed
mean-
pretty casual to me.
I've never been to jail.
I've been in my own
Jail.
type of jail. I would not call it a jail. It felt like a prison. but-
Anyways, we seem to be peaceful, but then it turns pretty desperate of like escape.
Did you hear any
feeling.
talking? Did they say anything?
Not really a swords, just the scraping of something against some stone.
Interesting. Okay. Why don't you give this a swirl and see if you hear anything?
I don't know. Everyone was just gonna swirl my box today.
Oh wait, hang on. Yeah, before I toss it, I would have just like wait. Is she allowed to?
Oh yeah, of course.
Oh, so she can put her regular hands on your box. Oh,
She saved my life.
So I'll put
So far, neither of you have.
swirl it.
Saved my life, and then all of a sudden, well,
then we can touch your
gardens
box.
abloom.
Now,
Nice.
I really just want to take Chime's, impression, and I'm just gonna get away from y'all for a second and get in that corner, and y'all be quiet. I'm a really, really listen, okay?
Might I make
All right,
one
you got it.
recommendation? Is the area for where she had pulled that like dresser or bookshelf or whatever to obscure the tunnel, is that dilapidated and burnt out?
Yeah, because that would have been wood. So yes.
I might suggest the tunnel for the echo. For the echo.
That is quite smart. But see, you don't think that it'll collapse on me?
The tunnel was stone, so the
Okay.
tunnel's fine.
Yeah.
It's just the entrance was a bookshelf, which is
Okay.
completely
Yeah.
burned.
So then I'll go.
Yeah, it was like an old sewer pipe.
Yeah.
It sounded like.
Yes.
Yeah.
it was like a rounded stone.
And then I'll
pipe.
get in the little hole, and I'll be like,
Yeah.
and
I
I'll
would
get
say-
in the darkness
Yeah,
as I
you-
just
yeah.
send into the tunnel.
You back away enough to try to get away from their sounds of
Yeah.
them talking. Yeah, make for me a perception check with advantage.
8. Oh, 7. So 8 plus 3, 11.
Okay. While you're doing that, Damon, it's at this time that you leap down through the floor opening as Barry descends into the darkness. Because this will take you an amount of time, and I'll cut
Yeah.
back to you towards in a little bit.
Did I scare anyone?
How quiet were you being when you came in?
I'll roll 19 on the die.
I would have just hopped there and it wouldn't have been a whole big thing.
I'd be back in papers.
Did I scare anyone? Sorry.
Yeah, a little bit back there. What was that?
Oh,
Welcome back.
well, don't you worry about that.
See, you keep
right
telling me
now.
not to. What? You keep telling me not to worry, and I feel like we're digging deeper.
How many of us you planning on selling out?
Selling out? None. I plan on killing all of you,
Excuse me.
metaphorically.
I don't think I'm. Maybe because I'm new to the area. I don't think I'm familiar
You
with
see,
the phrase.
it's a colloquial term for
Is it?
I want to kill all of you
dead.
in Minecraft.
My hand would go to my gun as soon as you said that.
So it appears that Mr. Richard Tannenbaum has a rust implant similar to the glasses that we had seen before, where he could use his rust implement to see through disguise and scry at the same damn time. He saw every last one of your fucking faces.
Oh, I know. I bid him hello.
Yes, I heard about that. Then you left me downstairs,
I figured you
wearing
are.
your face.
Oh, you are quite the capable man.
You're right, I am, and I'm gonna walk over and punch Ulysses in the fucking face.
Certainly.
Next time you
my
do
AC is a goddamn 18. Good luck.
divine smite. 17.
On the dire total.
The unarmed attack plus 5.
So 22.
Yeah, bam.
Rude, sir.
I wouldn't have, like hit you in the moneymaker. I would have like just punched in like the cheek. or
Right in the
something.
box.
Yeah.
Everybody is so eager for my goddamn box.
I've claimed it in the tunnel. I have it all to my own.
Everyone will get their turn.
Yeah. I wouldn't have punched you in the snout or the lip
Yeah.
or the eye. I would have punched you in the cheek
Oh, that's fine.
because I know that's your moneymaker.
I would spit blood on the floor.
Floof on his side of the cheek.
Next time we decide to do something like that, and I'm gonna put my hand on your shoulder and I'm gonna heal you for whatever damage I just did with my fucking lay on hands. Next time you plan on pulling something like that, let me know ahead of time before you leave me out to dry.
I'm gonna leave you out to dry. I know you will land on your feet, sir.
Do I look like a cat?
No, but this town is called Dry Reach after all. Everyone out here dry.
Not here. We're at Beacon's End.
Wasn't this once called Dry Reach?
Oh, yes, the original. Yes, all right.
Because
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
looking at documentation
You're right.
that clearly insinuates that this is from fucking Dry
No,
Reach.
you're right. I
time.
was thinking of something else.
Nope.
Well, anyway,
Glad to see you all right, though.
yeah, we got made.
I
Every
would
last one
whisper
of us.
when I say that to one of the others, I would have had to come back.
I know. I'm sorry. That's why I.
No ill will.
I'm sure it's not the first time you got punched in the face for running your mouth about something, and it's not going to be the last. It'll
Worked
be
a
the
long
last for
time.
me.
Worked a long goddamn time.
But yeah, we got made. He scryed on us. He's seen every last one of you. Seen us even walk up. Was threatening us with the fact that like Beacon's End has eyes and he has eyes everywhere. This was a great place to hide, by the way.
Don, quick aside. It is year 160 in game, right?
I will double check. I'm fairly certain. I think it'll say it. in
Current year 150.
150.
It's 150?
Yes. Do I have a typo?
No, then I would have been born in a different year. That's all.
Okay. Gotcha.
That's fine.
Okay, yeah,
I just
yeah.
want to make sure that this is recent and not 10 years ago.
Which one is that? The
The
yeah,
most
yeah.
recent one is indicated as
Correct.
Everdusk
This is
3,
recent. Yes.
150.
Yes,
Then
this
yeah,
is recent.
I'm just born
Okay.
10 years ago, which is fucking fine.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit.
Yep. Yeah. This is this year.
Are we in Everdusk as a month for when we're beginning? Because Everdusk is roughly July.
Everdusk is July.
What month are we like?
Yeah. Let me go
I
back
just
and look at
genuinely
the
need to know how fucking recent this shit is for this man.
Yep. Let me go back. Got my months.
Because like this is not his thing.
Correct.
He has this, despite not being one of the signers.
Correct.
So like that's where the blackmail becomes really pertinent for me knowing the timeline.
Yes.
Because I don't want to die again. I've died enough.
We are in Autumn Weave, which is September
September?
equivalent.
Okay, so it's within the last 2 months.
Yes. Because I don't think I ever clarified that.
Yeah, well, that's just why I'm asking, because
Yep.
it is the, like, shrug, who fucking really
Right.
knows. But, like, if dates do matter, like,
Yep.
I do need to have a little bit more of a handle on it.
Yep. Absolutely.
I would just pass exclusively this top note to you,
To him.
to Damon.
What is this?
He ain't a reliable nor a gentleman. He ain't on that deed. But it's in his fucking office. Disguised. Buying land up. Or taking land.
He's got this one too. I'll slide the letter over.
What does your letter indicate? Because that one we don't have the physical copy, right? You just
Correct.
said it?
Yep.
What
I
is-
can reread it.
Yeah, thank you.
So it is. Let me go back. I love that it's all organized.
Right?
It is. So you're handing him the copy because you would have resealed the original.
I would have resealed the copy
Okay,
and
sure.
kept the original.
Yeah, sure. This is a lease contract, a farming lease contract between Tannenbaum Holdings. I'll print it up and have
Yeah, that's fine.
and have a physical copy of it.
Yeah.
Between Tannenbaum Holdings and the Bones Trading Company, concerning a temporary access lease to water plot Delta 17. The descriptor of the land is listed as a dead zone. It is in the middle of the desert. It is unsuitable for crops, but this contract is a farming contract and not a land contract specifically.
Okay.
And that's weird.
Yeah. Do we have any idea where the lower
Ashbend Plain.
Ashbend Plains are? 'Cause-
Ashbend floodplain. Yeah.
Because, like, Ash Depth is city on other side of nowhere, but I don't know if any of us would have any idea for Ash Bend, if that's just a colloquial name for some volume of the desert near here.
Yep. Let me check my notes.
Yeah. If we don't know, we don't know it.
Yeah. My gut says you guys don't know, but let me look through my information.
It's a real good fake document, Don.
Oh, dude, the way you really fucking cleared out the, like, Excel fucking table is, like, really fucking polished.
Yeah, the corporate registry number was just
Right?
excessive.
Oh, yeah, dude, like, the fucking, like, it matches up really
This
nicely.
looks like when I do intakes
Yeah.
and like exports and stuff.
Yeah, this is
This
genuine.
looks
Whoa!
legit. I'm not gonna
You
read.
okay, if you're not reading it,
I just
don't
wanna
read
look
it.
at the
I just want to look at. Got it.
scanning.
Downloaded.
I just want to take a picture of.
I just want to.
I'm just taking a selfie.
The only reason why I'm saying we might is because it does specifically mention the cistern ruins. So, like, I
Correct.
don't know if this is meant to be within the vicinity of Beacon's End. We've been here for several months. If we've heard anybody talk about an area, but, like, I looked at Beacon's End map, there's nothing that insinuates Ash
Yeah, there's
Bend.
nothing written on the map. I would say that currently you guys do not know what that is.
That's fine. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
The logic would dictate that it is in Beacon's End
Yeah.
by the terms of the contract.
Yep.
You don't know where or what that is
Yeah, yeah,
specifically.
that's fine. It might literally be under the fucking
Right,
ground for all we
absolutely.
motherfucking know, because we don't know if that area
it
has titles
does
yet.
say
We don't know the
aquifer.
Ember Mark. Exactly. So,
So-
like, we
Right.
do know, like, some volume to speculate.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got Made. He's seen us come in, come out. He's seen every last one of you.
Mm-hmm.
He also offered to hold us, to try and ransom us.
Glad he knew better.
In exchange, he was like, "I'll let you go. I want to know who you working for." I told him I don't know shit. I got hired on the spot to work a job and cause a distraction. We were all hired out, best I know. He threatened me and said, "I can either take this deal or we're all dead," which, having a loose end like this, pretty damn close to being dead. So I went shopping after leaving. You ever had a run-in with anybody named Sister Maribel
I heard of her.
over at the Widow's Vale?
Might ring a bell.
She deals in posthumous alibis, fake deaths, that sort of thing. For 180 gold, she can make us a drought. It'll have him believing I murdered every last one of you. It'll give us about a week of him not knowing you even are existing.
Why would he think that you killed us?
'Cause I would show him.
Sure, but what would be your reason for shooting us?
Tying up loose ends.
Wouldn't it be easier to just get a drought that would, I don't know, give somebody the illusion of being our person setting us out on these missions?
I have no hesitation whatsoever in saying that I am the man behind this. And that you five were my distraction.
It's very kind of you, but
I
that
don't do
might
it for
not.
kindness. I do it because I do not deal in draughts and deception when a man has the opportunity to see through illusions, as he said.
My only concern is even if you claim responsibility for this, that does not take the...
No, we are not absolving ourselves of fucking shit. We are extorting this man. This is an equal bargain. We have in our possession documentation that this man does not have any legal right for ownership of. This is a claim of land that is not his, that is in his possession, sold to a different holding company. This man is no gentleman and no reliable figure. I do not trust him a fucking lick.
So then what are you proposing we do?
You said
Blackmail?
midnight?
Midnight.
I suppose we make a trade. We don't give no fuck about this. We give a fuck about tags. This, these, and that. For a tags and a sense of forgiveness for us, demonstrating to him some issues in his security. And we go our separate motherfucking ways. Tags secured, his holdings once again restored, and us speaking no fucking word.
We don't even have to bring the papers with us. I can just put the image of those in his head. If he knows that we have them, he doesn't have to know where we keep them or if they're even on us. Killing us would...
If we show up without the papers, we demonstrate to him that we are no more reliable than he. I do not believe a man such as he will strike that deal.
I can make a copy.
I am fearful of your capacity to lie when under pressure. I think we let this man have what he wants. This is not our concern. This is simply a deed of land for another motherfucking contractor out here digging up the bones of the past. And I don't fucking care for that no more. Do any of you have a stake in Rust? Then why do we concern ourselves with it unnecessarily?
My only concern is how will he know to bring the implant with him if we're having this meeting?
The tags?
See.
If he tries to kill us inside the Grinning House, I'm certain Mark II can inspire the circus to defend us.
They love me over there.
Exactly.
Well, you see, Ulysses, that's where you are slightly wrong in your...
Nah, they do love me over there.
That may
I
be
would wager
Say
my
you
life
were
on
wrong.
it.
that may be so, my good friend. No, there are a few of us that do have stake in Rust.
What stake do you have?
Well, not myself. Andy over here. Though
What's-
Andy does not like to put it out there. Sorry for airing your business.
What stake in Rust do you have then, dear?
Forgive me if we're still a little too new to be showing all of our cards. Let's get through this, and I'll let you know what stakes I have.
I'm not the kind of man who is willing to barter the finest chip we have over an uncertainty. I'm gonna need a little bit goddamn more than that.
Let's just say some people learn about Rust. They do their research. They come across texts about it. I was raised by Rust. I know a lot more about it than the average common folk.
And are you looking to be free of it?
Ideally, yes.
You heard them stories about them marketplace killings?
Which ones?
The ones where some man, all metalled out, walks into a crowd and goes crazy, loses touch with who he used to be.
That is a crime I've heard many times, Damon. You're gonna have to be a bit more goddamn specific.
Talking about that Rust madness is what it is. People get too implanted.
The what now?
That was one of the things that piqued Andy's interest when she was on her missions.
I would wager to say that simply one hand is not enough for you to lose yourself to the madness yet.
I'm not too worried about myself. I was able to withdraw myself from the Rust fanatics before it got to that level.
And you are looking to liberate your kind from that cloister?
Eventually, if I can make it out of this alive.
And ultimately, at the end of the day, we save those that need saving.
What good-natured folk you two seem to be.
Good natures. Just a second ago, y'all were accusing me of selling y'all down the river. Now I'm a good folk.
No, that was Genevieve. Genevieve levies her accusations at her own will.
All this will mean nothing, though, if I don't make it out of this alive. So not only do we need to get through this, we need to get the tag, we also need to answer the person that sent us out here originally, because if we don't have answers for him in the next couple days, my good intentions don't mean shit.
Oh, I know, and that is why I am eager to strike this deal at midnight, to get this matter settled with Mr. Tannenbaum, to get our tags, deliver them to Chime, and be on our merry motherfucking way.
Yeah, so I'm on board with you about extorting this man if he's a bad man. Do what we must to get the things that we need for the right reasons. However, my only concern is if he does not arrive with the implant when we go to strike this bargain, I fear that he may have us come back to his house to get it, where he will have an army of folk waiting to fight. And while I do love a good tussle every once in a while, I don't know if the 6 of us can take on a small army. And it sounds like this man is really good at convincing people of things and also has his hands in some pretty big bags. So,
Should we
Oh,
send a
I've got
raven?
his bags.
And if he
and you
doesn't
got his
have,
box too.
and if he doesn't have the tags, we just don't give him what we have.
Correct.
Should we send a raven?
Oh, I
Let
can
him know
send
what we
something
intend
different.
on getting.
Send a dragon.
I can go grab the gate again.
That'll
know
be
what it
it.
means.
Mark II,
I
you
would
will,
step outside,
you will not go in anywhere near that building again.
and I would cast Skywrite,
Yeah.
Just an airplane.
and I would just write in the tag,
Little-
in the
little one.
clouds. I can do up to, is it 10 characters or 10 words?
Do you need to be able to see the sky?
Oh yeah, I would step out into the opening area, because the Narrows is, like, I would climb back out.
Sure. You're going out of the Narrows?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, sure. Yeah.
And it is 10 words.
Okay.
I would say, hey Dick, bring me my tags.
Richard's gonna be in the outside, just like, what the fuck? What tags?
Richard.
Okay.
That's all.
Yeah. You come back inside.
Lasts an hour.
Okay.
How do we get him outside?
I'm gonna leave it up there a whole goddamn hour, dog.
All right.
What if he doesn't know that's for him?
It's not that long, DJ.
I'd say it's very long.
So you
Too
proposing we
long.
just go in for a meeting then?
That blue pill gives you 2 hours.
I propose that we enter with this man knowing that we have had hours with these documents and we need no copies. We already know the information that is entailed within. That our silence is what we are selling, as well as returning to him his in exchange for returning to us what is ours.
I still think making a copy is a good idea.
Why? If he kills
What's-
us, what good does the copy do?
What stops him from burning that copy right in front of us?
These?
Yeah,
Why would he burn his own documents?
if he wants them out of your hands.
These mean nothing to me, Genevieve.
We don't know that those are the originals either.
Oh, I do.
Okay.
I certainly.
That's all I needed.
That's like the cutest thing.
Checks out.
I know.
You got it, boss.
I'm gonna take a short
We don't know. I know.
I'm assuming you know something I don't, so yeah, okay.
I
You say with enough
respect
conviction.
endlessly your trust that you listen. I'm gonna take you to the circus every motherfucking day. I reward good behavior.
Well, good thing we know where we're going tonight.
Documents such as this hidden in the method that he did. I don't think a man like him keeps copies, especially of documents that, again, this one is not his. Should he forge this, any other fucking individual that has glasses similar to the capacity to see through forgery or illusion would know that this is not the possession of Richard Tannenbaum.
Do you have the glasses on?
Yeah.
As you hold up the document to show them, you see this written on a note that is attached to the back that is like flat against the back, like almost invisible.
Oh, like real, like
yeah. Like a,
embedded against.
like a sticker
Definitely
almost.
Gimme.
I'll
Says
also
I
grab
have-
it like this.
I hope it's a tasteful charcoal nude. It is. What the fuck is that word?
Penis.
I'd have to. Hold on. Which word?
Oyster.
Logistics.
What? That says logistics?
Yeah.
Oh man, my handwriting's also real bad, so I'm not actually judging.
Those Long John Silvers. How?
I would take out both sets of the.
Yeah, so once I'm holding this document up, you would just hear me stop talking and just kind of
What'd you find,
What you got there?
Ulysses?
You know, it's cute when Mark II does it, but when you do it, it's just weird.
No, I fear we might need to put a bullet in this man's head after all.
Oh.
That feels like a slight escalation.
What did you find?
I said I ain't dying again.
Is he the one that killed you the first time?
Thankfully, no.
What did old Tricky Dick get up to?
I don't have much patience for the dealings of the Bone Trading Corporation.
Bone trading.
Bones.
Like Bone Puri?
I'm unfamiliar with that name.
Individuals that deal in citrus, widespread, zest. The other documentation he's got here indicate that Tannenbaum has been involved in this for some time. Your concerns when it comes to rust, quite valid. Jesus fucking Christ.
His head fell off.
Oh my god, he's dead!
Mark II died.
Or nor.
My boy!
Mark.
I would say yes, I'd heard him speak.
Okay, thank you.
My concerns about rust are valid, you say.
Tannenbaum is involved in reclamation projects. I suppose none of you are probably much familiar in the way.
Reclamation projects.
Yeah.
Like clear rats? Like we own this now?
No. A lot of rust deep buried, not just in dunes, a lot of rust buried beneath old land, old property, some deep in the water.
Where exactly did you say they owned the land? They were doing...
The Ash Bend, lower floodplain. Land I'm presuming is within this vicinity because it is dealt out by the Beacons and Water Recovery District.
How far is that from the mountains?
What mountains? We're in Beacons End, dear.
We're on a plateau.
Beacon's End is in the middle of the map. It's not near the mountains where you are.
Yeah,
Okay.
the middle
You
of
guys-
nowhere mountains.
Yeah, you guys are nowhere near.
Okay, I wasn't sure if it was like similar.
Nowhere
area.
near?
Nowhere near.
So it means we're near nowhere.
You motherfuckers
confused.
found me near Morgan Lux's burial site on the southern edge of the Cistern ruins, right? Mm-hmm. You were investigating the same thing because your man here cares about occult death, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
This is the sale of 2.1 acres of sloped lowland near those Cistern ruins. Sloped, obviously, implying downwards, going deeper than we might been. And this here on the back. Shells clean. Bones want lower cisterns for logistics once reroute's complete. Claws, and I would brandish my motherfucking claws. Sniffing the mesa tunnels already. We give them the highlands to draw their teeth. West don't know what it's for. Keep it that way.
As you say this, Barry, in the tunnel, you, for the last 15 minutes, have been fiddling with this cube, trying to like balance it on stuff and spin it in the way that she had spun it to try to catch the resonance. And it takes a while. It's not working quite right. You're getting like very faint bits of things. You start to hear like the very beginnings of a voice crackle through, and you keep at it for that 15 minutes. And you finally pull out some metal objects and you make like a small little tripod out of metal things. And you blow beneath it to funnel air up to cascade the cube up, and you spin the cube. And you hear, as well as the rest of you, echoing out of the tunnel, much louder than just resonance, a voice that the two of you would recognize as the voice of Morgan Lux coming out of this cube, saying, I think it's breathing. I think it knows when I'm near. You said it wouldn't. Please, I can't sleep anymore. It's still singing. And we're going to end there.
Well,
Well, I'll be.
thank you all very much for watching this evening. Savannah and Evan, thank you very much for the resubs. We appreciate it immensely. I hope you all enjoyed the episode. If you're new here, please make sure you follow so you can find your way back to the Wanderer's Hideaway Tavern again.
Sands of time don't flow
Sands
like
of time
that.
don't flow like that. That's exactly right. We will be live again next Monday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time for episode 6 of the Fey Frontier RUSTFall. If you're new and you need to read recaps, we have all that stuff on our website, NotGreatRPG.com. There's also links to our podcast platforms where you can listen to this campaign or our other The City of Oshwamp that is run by John Ulysses over there. Great time to catch up on Oshwamp because we're on a bit of a hiatus from that. You can get recaps for both of those. You can listen to the podcast. You can check out YouTube if you want to see our beautiful faces while you listen. And check out everything else. So thank you all. Please make your way back, and we appreciate you very much. And we'll see you out there next time
Invoking?
on the frontier. Yeah.
Well, no, this is a sign
Vogue
for
with the guns.
Claudia.
Vogue with the
There you
guns.
go.
Vogue with the guns. Vogue with the
Goodbye.
guns.